and you see entering the room what appears to be a greenish-colored dragonborn that kind of has an interesting, mildly druidic look about them. This individual kind of comes into the room, the door kind of flies open, and they come inside, and come in! Well, it's a new day!
God, what?
You fucker.
Where were you?
What? Huh? What?
Why you
Hey everybody, welcome to Wither and Bloom Studios. I am Todd, your DM, and this is the Etania campaign at Emberfell, and we are excited to play tonight. Are you guys ready to play? Wow,
That was weak, guys.
That was
what the
weak.
heck?
That
That
was
was
lame.
weak.
I'm sorry, I just pounded my
You
chest.
did. You gave it. Yeah, that was good. That was pretty good.
Thrud gave it out.
Thrud always gives it out.
Did all right. Wow. Wow.
Jinx, buy me a Coke.
Yeah, but we don't slut shame here.
Oh my God.
Never.
Good.
Consummate,
Good,
not
because I'd be in
slut
trouble
shamers.
if you did. So anyway, so we're on episode 22 tonight, which is kind of awesome. And I'm going to do a little recap really quickly. I'm going to do a real general recap.
Do it.
The basic gist in episode 21 was the party is en route to Quarry, which is a town about 4 days south of North Veritas. They are attempting to fulfill a mission given to them by Dickie the Whippet, where they have to resell an item that they bought from him for a profit to kind of, well, number one, they need to make a little coin, and number two, it seems like Remy is interested in visiting the Sylvanvale Forest, and so since Corey is on the way, this seemed like a good way to double up on some missions. Now, during the travels last episode, they did encounter one mysterious group of travelers, a group of 5 men carrying a body, which they later encountered a second time on the trail as this group was burying the body that they had found. They lent a hand doing this and had a brief but somber conversation with the group. It wasn't as if they made fast friends, but you may recall that Remy wrote down the descriptions of these people to kind of make sure that she retained that memory. Maybe we'll see them again, maybe we won't. Now for tonight's episode, I am going to fast forward a little bit because when we left off last time, what's up, chest hair? When
Jesus
we left off,
We're gonna get canceled. Put that away.
Happen again, guys. Sorry.
this has not been made for children.
gonna
When
It's
censor
never
that.
made for children.
No, I know.
You want to take a look at my ditch?
Oh my God.
Wow.
Nipples McGee over there.
Yeah, but those are
God.
acceptable nipples. Good God.
Well, these are your
we go.
family members. I don't think.
Wow.
Here we
Can
go.
I please,
Yeah.
you know, audience retention and all that?
The audience
Thanks.
loves this shit.
Yeah, I know they do. I hope they do.
If they don't, we're fucked.
When we left off in our last episode, the party had decided to make an encampment on the side of the road, and Thrud had a very interesting dream. Now, rather than go through that whole dream again, I'm going to encourage you to go back and watch episode 21. But
Spicy, yo.
it was a spicy dream. Now, I am actually going to fast forward this campaign a smidge. And I'm going to push the group right into the town of Shade Glen, which is what you are now entering. This is the next day's travel. And Shade Glen is the town nearest to where you were, which was actually not far.
Okay.
Shade Glen lies at the intersection of the North-South Trade Road and Mountain Pass, which is the road to Ironhold. Now, this is actually kind of a bustling small town. Given that it is on the mountain pass to Ironhold, the town tends to be mostly populated by hill and mountain dwarves. But that's not to say it isn't a diverse community that has also a lot of merchants and travelers that are moving from the southern regions of Emberfell up towards North Veritas, which is a major trading city. So as you enter the town and you kind of get a sense for how, this town almost feels more densely populated than North Veritas because it is small, but with a lot of people passing through it. And you kind of start to take in the space. Now you're arriving in this town, the town of Shea Glen, around midday. Okay, it took you about the first 5 hours of the morning to finish the journey up to that location. And you do notice right off the bat, as hunger is starting to set in, that there is a location, a small pub that a lot of people seem to be going in and out of called Skinny Grannies.
Grannies?
Skinny Grannies.
Grannies. Yes.
I think, is anyone else a little bit peckish? I would
Always.
like to...
You want to go to Skinny Grannies?
It looks like a fairly popular establishment. Maybe we should try out the granny and see why she is so skinny. That's the only thing that to me is a little bit suspect.
It's weird that the places that thrive are places that call the Toenail and
Then
Skinny,
Skinny
Granny.
Granny.
Well, I mean, there is local legend involved, I'm sure. So maybe we should check it out. But I want to know, maybe it's because Granny feels the need to always feed other people, and that's why she's so skinny.
Ooh.
Kind old
Hopefully
lady.
not that the food sucks.
We'll soon be the judges of that, I guess. So, to the Skinny Grannies we go.
Skinny Grannies.
All right. You guys open the front door of this establishment, and there is a rather decent clamor coming from inside the space. There's quite a few patrons in this location, and it looks like it seats between 30 and 40 people. There are a number of people running around serving drinks. Behind the bar, you do notice, oddly in connection with the name, a rather slender dwarf woman who appears to be rather old. She has long braided gray hair, but doesn't really fit the description of your typical dwarf. She's about 4'8", but rather slim. You take a quick look around the room. You notice that about 60% of the population in this space is made up of dwarven folk. And so, I know you do notice that Thrud gets a couple of nods the minute she walks in the door from people that just kind of seem to be,
like your people.
I have a question.
your people
What's up,
are there.
people? So nice to see
Am
you
I still
all
getting
again.
weird looks in this town?
Make a perception check for me.
You feel good? You feel at home?
It's nice to see some familiar-looking body
21.
types around. And
21.
Do math.
Not that I have any issues with
Not
yours,
so
but-
much. The place seems a little bit less sort of sneering at you as a dwarf. And so you kind of come in.
As a dwarf?
I'm sorry, as a druid. My bad.
It's like, did I change?
My brain is in dwarf mode. But again, you're also outside of the city, and you're a full day's travel away from a lot of the activity, centered on the Thanes.
Okay,
So yeah, things here seem a little bit better.
good.
You said this lady's behind the bar?
Yes, she is behind the bar.
Hey, how you doing, sweetheart?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing good.
Excellent.
Okay.
Drabamora, what's your name?
Tryphon. What's your name?
Drabamora.
Drabamora. Nice to meet you, Drabamora.
What can I get for you?
You don't got a chode here, do you?
Excuse me?
It's a drink.
Is that some kind of derogatory comment?
No, not at all, sweetheart. You ever been to the Toenail?
Oh, you mean up in North Veritas?
That's what I'm talking about, yeah.
No,
Okay.
heard of the place. A lot of people talk about
They
it.
got chodes there.
I don't get out much. I don't know what are you talking about?
There's nothing wrong with chodes. In fact, there are some members of our party who are very prideful about their chodes.
Oh my god.
I'm wondering if maybe this isn't the right establishment for you guys.
What do you got? What's your best drink?
Well, we serve your standard issue fare here. We got ales and meads. I got a nice dark stout. I've got a couple of items on the menu for food, but this is basically like your basic eat it and beat it establishment, if you know what I'm saying.
Could we see a menu, please?
Absolutely.
That could be used for something else. Anyway.
She turns and
take a
she
minute
reaches
and
down.
really
She pulls
vegan.
out. She pulls out a couple of pieces of what look like card stock of some sort.
Okay.
She tattered edges and she hands them to you.
That's for
Wait,
sure.
what did you say?
What's the animal she has?
Pomelo.
Rain pomelo.
Do you guys serve pomelo?
What is wrong with you?
Oh.
What is wrong with you?
Well, you got a cat on your back. They serving cat?
Don't fucking ever say that to me.
Yeah, what's wrong with you? Why do you
Don't
suck?
fucking ever say that to me.
Wait, why do you have an issue with cats being
I don't
eaten?
know.
but
Well,
you
because
don't have an
I,
issue with
this is my guy.
pomelos?
This is my, I don't know their gender. I refuse
Apparently
to look.
that's their
but-
thing too,
Yeah.
with the pomelo.
She's pretty.
I'll eat anything. I don't care.
I just tried to make a joke, guys. I'm sorry. It won't happen again. All right, won't happen again.
Good.
Don't ever talk
I mean,
about
I'll
my
take
cat.
pretty much anything right now.
All right.
Um,
Well, we got a local ale. It's the favorite.
Sure.
Let's do it.
You mentioned the mead.
Food?
I do have mead.
What do you have any varieties of mead?
We got one mead.
One mead.
Then I will take your one mead.
A singular mead.
She reaches over and she begins to, grab a couple of mugs and she begins to sort of pour these things for you. So, you're...
What's happening? What just happened?
I just read something on my screen that just... I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
He yells at
That's
us.
about to happen.
Who knew?
Wow.
What just happened? Did you send him something?
No.
Oh.
No. Anyway, you guys are standing there, and Dravamora's grabbing your drinks, and she's setting them down on the bar, and she kind of, how about food? Anybody for something to eat?
Yeah.
Yes.
What can I get for
What's
you?
on the menu?
I've got a basic like farmer stew. I have a really nice steak actually this time of year, which is
Ooh.
fantastic. They're cooking them on the grill behind the place. So
Oh, there's a fire that's cooking.
yeah,
food?
we have a pretty large pit grill and
Food
behind the
just goes
place.
right outside with her mead.
Well, do you have anything like veggie wise? Not
Yes.
was once
For-
alive?
Sure, for your type we have something.
For your side.
She's like, I've got a fairly sizable vegetable pot pie actually.
I
you
would
might
love
like.
that. Can I have
Wonderful.
that, please?
Wonderful. I can get you one of those.
Let me get a stew.
Yeah.
No, I'm taking the steak.
You're a big one. And you went outside to check out the pit, the big pit barbecue.
Oh yes.
All right, and you want the
Sounds lovely.
steak?
Yeah.
All right. So she's kind of like,
Steaks.
she's kind of jotting all this down. She kind of turns and looks as Thrud walks out the back door. So
So
you're
he says, "I'll take 2 steaks."
perfect. She jots that down. Now you take a glance around the room, and there's a lot of people coming and going. The place has a really nice, vibrant atmosphere to it. But again, about 60% of the people in here are dwarven. Now, what's your basic objective? What do you feel like doing? What do you want to try and accomplish here? Anything?
I want to take a peek around, see if anybody looks like the ratty type, any Dickie the Whippet types.
Ratty type, Dickie the Whippet types? You mean somebody that might be like shady?
Yeah.
Or
Yeah, shady
well,
look.
roll a perception check for me.
Joe.
Chill.
9.
A 9.
It's almost a 19.
You're kind of overwhelmed by the scene inside of this place. But as you're looking around, you kind of scan the room, and then you turn to your right towards the actual door of the space, and you kind of see the door actually kind of opens up, and you see entering the room what appears to be a greenish-colored dragonborn that kind of has an interesting, mildly druidic look about them. So this individual kind of comes into the room, the door kind of flies open, and they come inside, and come in! Well, it's a new day!
You fucker.
Where were you?
What?
Why you turned that camera on? Wait a minute.
I am flabbergasted. I am flumblewucked.
Wait a minute.
Hi, guys!
Hi!
Where were you
honestly
hiding?
though,
In the trunk of the car.
Colin, dude.
Addie's
fuck
been in the
Colin.
trunk of the car
This whole time.
hiding from you.
What?
That's why I
Rich,
kept
you
saying,
walked
can we
right-
please start?
Rich, you walked right past mid-conversation with Todd. I looked. You were like 5 feet away from my fucking face, dude. It was so
I was
funny.
wondering why you were out there being all suspicious.
What?
Welcome.
Did
Hi,
you join the
guys.
live?
I didn't know because my phone is like mid-ish battery, so I didn't. I didn't.
That's why you
Atticus.
fast forwarded.
Atticus, could you describe to our campaign, our
So is
team,
Brecken
who they see
Brecken.
as you walk through the
Yes.
door?
Absolutely.
Breck is gone, isn't he?
Get back to game.
Let me describe this freaking dude.
Move on.
So you see this 7 foot tall, green scaled dragonborn. They have the standard,
7
similar
feet
to
tall?
an actual green dragon, the like almost mohawk like frill that comes up and zipples down the back. They seem to have like, instead of that like iridescent emerald green, there seems to be kind of like a almost like rustic plain green to their scales. They're dressed in like this thick leather kind of a garb with like some tassels and stuff hanging off of their belt, like almost like I don't want to say like bell-bottom pants, but like kind of like loosey-goosey kind of their vibe. It's really
Like
it's
hipster rave. pants?
sorta in a sense, yeah. It's very difficult to tell what this individual's gender is. Lastly, they have like, oh yeah, I forgot to describe. They have like almost like a fur kind of a thing going on with like these 3 little like totem kind of, I don't want to say like necklace bands, but similar to something like that. And there is a scimitar at their side and a short bow on their back.
Okay.
And they kind of just saunter into the space.
I mean, first off, I'm gonna clock the fact that he's 7 feet tall. It's gonna bother me.
Because you're not the tallest in the room.
Well, look, I am the tallest. I'm almost 8 feet tall, but still, I don't like it. I don't like someone looking at the same point of view I am. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna turn over to risky business over here, and you see Big Green over here.
He's pretty big.
What's going on with that
He
guy?
looks kind of,
How
know,
old? How old
Drudy?
does this guy look?
He does look kind of
Not
druidy.
old.
fruity.
Yeah.
Kind
She
of
gets
like
looks. Maybe he gets looks. They get
could
looks. I
be
don't
in
know.
like the equivalent of like 20s-ish for a dragonborn.
Okay, word.
Yeah.
Hey, Rem.
What?
That guy looks kind of leafy like you.
Leafy?
Yeah, like he's in touch with his
Leathers,
nature
just
side.
chilling.
You know what I mean?
I don't know.
Well, I'm gonna get up and walk over to him.
Oh,
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Are you sitting or are you standing?
Is there a bar?
Are you gonna
There's a bar, and there's
You're gonna-
tables that seat close to about 30
Go what?
people, so you can
follow
count on like
her?
6 to 7, 4 to 5 tops,
Yeah.
maybe
Yeah.
8.
Yeah. No, I think I'd probably just take a seat at the bar.
I'd walk up and sit next to them.
All right.
Then?
I don't know.
Oh, sorry.
I don't know. Walking up.
I thought there was
Hello.
multiple.
Well, how do you do?
Oh my god, I'm great. How are you?
About the same, Juan.
Remy, nice to meet you.
Oh, I'm Thyla.
Oh, hello. Nice to meet you.
Hello,
Can you
hello.
spell that for me?
Thyla.
So what brings you here?
Your average, everyday kind of goings on. I like to stop in here every now and again, sort of rest, get my bearings, look for work. I'm a guide, you see.
I fucking
Oh
hate him.
yeah. You're not even there.
No, I'm like across the room. I hear him talking. I fucking hate him already. I hate him so much.
So you're from around here?
Indeed.
Oh, I'm not.
Ah, well,
I'm not. Just
you
blew in.
certainly look. No offense.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, you. My friends over there said you look mighty leafy, kind of. Like me. Yeah.
Well, it is a good day when there is a new adjective to describe you.
I'm just gonna go like this to like you guys.
We got a table. Bring him here.
Okay, fine. Would you mind to come with me?
Of course.
Cool. We're going.
I'm giving you a dirty stare.
I will
Oh, mind him.
Is
accompany
there
you.
anything interesting happening
cranky.
at the fire pit?
Oh yeah, Throug's not even here.
You actually
Now.
exit the back of Skinny Grannies, and there are 2 dwarves out there, both males. There is a at least 12 foot wide by about 8 foot deep, massive built stone pit with an iron grate over the top of it. There's a huge bed of hot coals underneath that, and they only have about 12 or 14 different items on there. There's like a big old thing of brisket with like a pot lid over it, and then there's a couple of steaks on there. And they kind of see you come on out, and they're just like, kind of nod at you and go back to flipping steaks. So not much interesting happening, but there's some cooking. It smells good. They've got some dry rubs. They've got some spices. You know.
So Thrud walks over to the fire pit and sticks her hand underneath the grill and just holds it there for a second or two. And looks at them and says, your fire's running a bit cold. It's only about 400 degrees. So maybe you should stoke that a little bit if you're going to cook those steaks properly. Sear them nicely on the outside.
God.
Let them rest for a while so that they're very good and juicy. And with that, she turns around and goes back into the
Ruth blew
That's
into
Mama.
town and criticized the cooks.
That's Mama right there.
I did not criticize
They're gonna
it.
spit in your
I'm
steak.
fine. They can
Yeah,
spit in
it's
it all they
alright.
like. It
Oh,
wouldn't be the
cool.
first
You
time that
Karen
Thrud
the
gets spit
fucking
on.
barbecue.
You pull this off, and these two dwarves kind of look at one another. They kind of like look at one another, and then they look at you, and they have like a really cross look on their faces. And one's like, "Looks like she's a maggot served up from a dwarf's codpiece, if you ask me."
What?
What did you just
Did you just rap?
Looks like a maggot served from a dwarf's codpiece.
Maggot pie.
Maggot pie. Oh shit.
That's fucked up.
Yeah.
Thrud looks from the back of the door and gives
Good day.
gives a little nod and hears that and shakes her ass and walks
Not
into
bad
the
looking. Not bad looking, is she?
My bad.
So you're
What's
heading
up?
back. You're heading
I'm
back
gonna go
inside.
back in
What's
and-
up, Big
and see
Green?
them all
How
at
you
the
doing?
Hello, furball.
Excuse the fuck out of me.
Apologies.
Don't mind him. He's a little crankpot.
Ah, well, I meant
I'm
no
not cranky.
offense.
I might use that as a nickname. I like that.
You want to go? You want to go nickname for nickname right now? I got about 7 off the dome. I could just shoot at you. Right
Dome.
now.
We're an interesting bunch of dare I say, travelers.
Well, I can certainly see that.
Yeah.
It's quite the troop you've got yourself here. My name is Thyla.
Dryfen.
Hello.
Pleasure to meet you.
Morn.
Hello. Oh, Brand.
First name Brand, last name Morn.
Morn.
Duly noted. Duly noted.
Remy, what do you got here?
I don't know. Found them at the bar.
What's your deal, fella?
Dear. Well.
Sorry, what's your deal?
Well, I sort of serve as a bit of a guide to these parts every now and then, but most of the time I usually just come around here to rest my feet, sit the scales down, if you catch my drift.
You hear that? Guide of the area.
Well, I'm a local. I hope at least semi-familiar with it all.
Wow. Don't all speak at once.
So, RB,
Yeah.
who is this person we were talking to?
Oh, hey, where'd you go?
It's
I
Big
was
Green.
outside. I wanted to make sure that the fire was hot enough, and
I found them at the
it
bar.
wasn't, so I had to tell them.
Okay.
Oh, you found them?
Yeah.
Remy found them.
Thyla.
What's up, tall
Thyla?
boy?
Good evening,
That looked
morning,
interesting.
and afternoon to you as well. Pleasant day all around. How are you?
What's
my
happening?
dwarven friend?
I'm
What's
obsessed
happening?
with it.
Why do you sound like you know
This
something?
seemed really chill.
Your tongue is quite silver.
Well, I speak like what I make.
I think you and Cersei would get along.
Oh, where's Cersei? Half in the bottle.
Yeah,
Drunk
Cersei's
as a
drinking
skunk.
again.
She's out in the wheelbarrow out front.
Oh,
She's an
is there
alcoholic.
a fifth that I am
Yes.
unfamiliar with?
Yeah, she
Doubt you'll be able to meet her for at least another day or two. She's
Yeah.
a couple sheets to the wind.
Yeah, she probably got arrested again or something.
No, it's
I didn't
looking
mean-
coming from you. That's an interesting.
Oh, a
Hey, whoa.
jailbird.
I'm gonna just kind of not even say anything, just high five, risky business.
So you're our
So-
guide.
What do you do? You're a guide?
What do you guide?
What do you?
How do you guide? Where do you guide?
Will you Vervix?
Questions.
I ask questions. What?
I don't think a wig would fit, given all the
Yeah, I know what you
extra-
mean.
Oh, yes, yes,
I
you
know.
do. Yes, unfortunately, artificial hair isn't in the cards for one of my propensity. But it is what it is it not?
Easy, big boy.
Good, I'm good. holding back the urge to punch this guy in the face. I'm not saying that out loud. I'm not saying that out loud.
Is he rattling
Interesting.
your fur?
This is so interesting. Yeah, tell us about this place, Shade Glen.
Well, Shade Glen itself is a nice little ditzy town. It's right on the edge of Quarry, as you are, I'm sure, familiar. I mean, you folks seem to know your way around a place.
I have no idea.
Ooh.
I don't know what this quarry is.
Who?
You're not from here.
No, I'm
A
not.
guy
You've
named
been
Corey.
in one tavern, you've been in all of them, but I do not know
Indeed.
so much about the quarry yet. We do have business there, though.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, we gotta get there.
How far away from quarry are we right now, do you suppose?
Roughly about 2.5 days. I mean, I've been that way many a time before. I could take you there for a small sum.
I don't think we need help. We were doing pretty good
I
navigation.
mean, it's a road, right? You carry on the road and you get there, yeah?
No, yes, but
What about the forest?
Have you ever been to Silverville Forest?
Jesus Christ.
in and out all the time.
Really?
Oh, yes. I'm quite close with some of the denizens, as it were.
Define close, and I'm like actually gonna like lean in.
I also lean in.
Define close.
About
Inside
as close as
check.
we're getting right now.
Okay.
Todd Lee. Inside check.
Inside check it is. Go for it.
I don't see anything.
Thanks for filling in that
I
gap
know
for me.
nothing.
I see that die is still serving you rather well.
I haven't used this one in like weeks and it
Oh.
still hates me.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
yep, they're not doing well.
Anyway,
Do you need a die?
Do you want to die?
Excuse me?
oh!
I mean, I have plenty of dice as is. I am.
You're
a
gonna
little
turn
You're
dice,
gonna
down,
turn
but
down
I
the
will
big
not
one?
tie
The
I will not-
ectoplasm?
Holy!
The Cosmo.
Oh
of
my
dice.
god! Oh, I feel so powerful. This
The gelatinous
is-
dice.
this is
I still
just-
need to sand it down. It's not ready.
It's beautiful either way. It's.
I want
it's
to eat
all-
it.
I know it looks
feels-
like it would be like a gun,
It
like
feels very Thyla.
It looks like the house from like Raining with a Chance of Meatballs. You know, when the
a
gummy
raining with a chance of meatballs.
Remy with a chance of meatballs?
That sounds like a hell of a movie, actually. I would watch the hell out of
Shut
that.
up. Shut up.
What's the
Shut up.
movie?
Focus.
Okay, we're back. We're back. We're
Yeah,
back.
I don't know if we need like to pay you to get the Corey.
Oh,
No offense.
well, I'm certain that minds can be changed. I am, after all, just a simple friend.
Just a little guy.
Yes, absolutely. And what's another face in a group like yours?
What do you want in our group? We just met.
You seem like fun.
I'm pretty fun.
You seem suspicious.
Why?
Put that out there.
That phrase seems familiar in your mouth. I wonder what else it is.
Don't talk about what's in my mouth.
Oh my god.
Don't talk about what's in my mouth, bud. All right, guy. Let's take it easy there.
What's in the middle?
Remy, you seemed very invested in the forest. Might I ask why?
I have a mouthful of whatever pot pie I'm eating.
Yeah, that's a vegetarian
Yeah,
pot
yeah.
pie.
Yeah.
Did the food come?
The food has come actually. In the middle of all this, a server does come over and drops steaks
I've just
and
heard
some
of
pie
some,
and some stew.
You know, potential druidic energy that can kind of emanate from there. I'm just trying to get more in tune with myself.
But of course, I completely relate. I've had a similar experience as yours. I would be happy to be your little ticket into the Sylvan Vale Forest.
You hear that? Ticket.
Do you usually need a ticket to get in?
No, but it helps to have a friend.
Yeah, all right.
It's all right, big boy. Don't
It's
worry.
fine. That's cool. It's a good thing.
Maybe they can watch over Remy.
Mm-hmm.
No,
Yeah. They
No.
seem trustworthy.
I'm here.
this
Aren't
person sounds more suspicious.
You say that out loud
Then
while we're
Cersei.
here.
I've been called worse than suspicious.
So what do you do other than guide?
Oh, well, I tend to the local vegetation. I stop in here for a drink and a laugh every now and then. I have a specific talent for the management of a certain fungi that's native to around these parts. I'm very in tune with, what would you call it? The general network of, well, the whole of everything.
You do magic tricks?
Occasionally, if I need to.
Can I see one?
But of course.
Yeah, maybe.
Can I be eating the stew with my cat? Like she's just licking the stew on the other end as I'm like.
I'll cast Gust, and I'll give just like a gentle breeze in the direction of Tryphon and Remy, so that it looks like kind of like the effect of like in movies, like hair and like flowies like flowing in the wind. But that's only on Remy's side. On Tryphon, it looks like he's in a fucking wind tunnel.
How's that feel?
I'm poofed the fuck up. My hair is just like on end. I look very cuddly.
Are there any
Doesn't look
plants
now,
in
but
here?
Big boy got
Plants
the perm.
inside the establishment?
I see that.
Like a potted plant?
Sure. Yeah, there would be some potted plants in here.
I
would
look
think.
good.
I'm gonna look over at Thyla and be like,
Very
I
good.
love
Like I look
that.
good.
What do you think
Very
about
menacing,
this?
Very strong.
And I'm gonna cast Druidcraft
Like
on
peck
that
top,
plant, and I'm gonna make
right?
it
Everything's moving
grow
along as it should
slightly,
be.
like maybe
Thanks,
new
Ma.
buds with new
So
flowers.
all of a sudden there's like, so all of a sudden the plant just kind of, which actually, given the fact that it is a darker tavern and sort of struggles near a window, it begins to all of a sudden brighten
up.
up and perk straight up and then actually reaches up like it's stretching a little bit.
Thank you.
Oh.
Practicing a little bit.
So it seems that natural talent can grow
A little bit.
just like that flower over there.
I like this one.
Yeah, I'm sure you do.
I aim to please, after all.
I am to please is crazy.
Are you part of like a circus?
I've dabbled. Who hasn't?
I haven't.
That's just
That's
fair.
very unfortunate. The art of the theatrics is, well, invigorating, isn't it?
Tryphon wants to die right now.
Every
All right, I'm gonna.
every sentence.
Okay, calm down, big boy. Drink another one.
All right.
I'm gonna back it up a little bit. Do you know Hectes or Deegan?
Furball. So
You wouldn't know either of them.
Balls first. Dude.
What kind of fungi do you specialize in?
Well, by name, that would have to be. Let's see. All kinds. Just standard air caps. Let's see. That fun little. Oh, the most common one and the most interesting would be the cone of Lotusia. That's has this gorgeous sheen to it, and
It's quite pricey, if I remember correctly.
oh yes. Well, I mean, it's very difficult to maintain properly. You have to be very gingerly with it. It requires
Yeah, we
a
came across
careful
that.
call.
Interesting.
So this is your area of proclivity? Your
Oh yes.
Interesting.
It seemed kind of useful.
Big guy.
You just
You don't need my approval.
this
Big guy.
one.
Come on.
It's okay.
I'm good. I'm hanging out with my cat.
what's
We're
his
having.
name?
Yeah, what's your
we're
cat's name?
There's a cat now.
Yeah, I have a pet
Oh,
cat.
yeah.
It's
there's a-
white and red, and it's
Pomelo.
fluffy.
And I have a
And there's
pomelo.
a pet pomelo. We want to eat
What
it.
do you know about pomelos?
Tasty.
They're tasty.
No.
I hear there's a grill out back.
Stop.
Pomelos, rather than type it, I'll give you that information.
Okay.
So the rain pomelo is a native species to Sylvan Vale and other southern region forests that have warmer climates. It's a scaled, almost like it's mixed with a dragon. It has a kind of very cute sort of face
it.
to it.
Oh.
Hangs in a tree. It's about this big,
This is what
and
it looks like.
it is an absolute culinary delicacy.
Oh, so you've got a little like
I
armadillo.
bought it.
Locky.
I bought it from a guy selling them for people to eat. So Cersei and I bought one. Its name is Munch.
This is after she
How's
did eat one.
By accident, I didn't know.
It doesn't matter if it was accidental or not. You ate it nonetheless, and
And I
it
won't
was
again.
delicious. Yeah.
And I won't again.
Well,
So munch.
Apparently she's going total vegetarian.
wow. That's a very admirable stance to take, especially with such delicacy. I'm sure I've probably come across many who would, well, tempted by the sheer deliciousness, refuse to make such a switch. It's a very daunting maneuver of you. I can respect that. Excellent, excellent, excellent.
I eat meat.
Oh, as do I. I'm not shaming any particular lifestyle. I think everything is valid. All culinary delights are worth delighting in, after all.
You're furious.
You don't have any animals, do you? Pets.
Not at the moment, no.
Okay.
You like
We
cats?
gotta be careful around this one.
Don't fucking Brandmorn.
We
I
came
never
across
use
this-
your full name, Brandmorn. I turned a new leaf. Don't fucking talk about that in front of my girl here. I don't know if it's a girl.
How do you know it's a
actually.
girl?
No, I haven't looked. I refuse to look. I don't want to cross her boundary.
Can I look?
Sure.
Wait,
Perception
animal
or
handling
animal
check.
handling?
Definitely going to be. Let's go with your choice.
Okay, then
Dealer's-
we're the same.
dealer's choice.
Can I
They're
say
both the same.
Can I say bite and minotaur?
oh my
I know
God.
what you're saying. The cat can't speak Minotaur
I'm
either.
hoping it does.
Okay, that's a 18.
An 18.
Yeah, 13 plus 5.
So, you know, as Tryphon is sort of saying that, I refuse to look. I refuse to look. You reach over, you
I'm just
grab the
like-
cat's tail and pick it up. And the cat's preoccupied with licking out this
You
bowl
know
of
the
stew
cat's
right
got
now.
balls.
And you notice a very, very prominent prominently displayed pair of testes that just stick out off the back
They're
of this
just like, they're
massive
just there.
tomcat.
What is it?
It's a boy.
It's a
Kitty
boy.
is hung.
It's a boy.
It's a boy.
It certainly isn't a pussy.
I'm gonna like give it a nice pet.
Oh my god!
You're a boy. You're a boy.
He knows.
I'm gonna give you a strong name. Strong name.
I mean, mulberry could go both ways, right?
It's a fairly gender
don't need
neutral.
It
to
seemed like a
name.
pretty
Yes,
neutral
indeed,
name,
I-
right?
Indubitably.
After
Was that
all,
the cat's balls hitting the table?
Yeah, it was the cat's
Wow.
fault. He sat down.
Got some knockers.
We're gonna think on this name, guys. We're gonna think on it.
Okay.
Okay.
plant life.
Anyway, how far would you say we are from the Sylvanvale Forest? And how far is that
Could
from
name the cat
quarry?
Colin.
Who the fuck is
It
Don't
would
fucking
depend
bring
on which
Colin
way
in.
you wanted to go into Sylvan Vale. So you could turn east. Sorry, you could turn west on the mountain pass and travel for about a day and be on the northern regions of Sylvan Vale.
We wouldn't be able
Or
to sell
all the way down to Quarry. As you get closer to Quarry, you close in on the eastern edge of the forest. So it would be to the left if you were traveling south. So, in the shortest sense, a day, and in the longest sense, 2.5 to 3 days if you were deciding to go towards the south.
My vote, if we are talking about traveling in the future, because that's what I'm picking up as what you're putting down with this newfound guide friend of ours. Can we go to Corey first and take care of the business that we have at hand?
Well, if I can't go to the forest anyway,
And then you would have a place to hang out in Corey.
yeah.
Maybe there's a fighting ring in Corey. Are there fighting rings in Corey?
Are there fighting rings in Corey?
Tryphon like perks up.
No.
Actually, there probably would be, although you don't know of them. But you would know that Quarry is the size town, almost bordering on a small city. It's a large town, small city. It should have some kind of situation like that. But you're not the type.
Well, seedy undergrounds are present nearly everywhere in a
Yeah, they are.
large town, almost city kind of a deal. You could expect for some form of little ring.
Okay.
It's not my kind of seedy underground.
Sure, I
but
can sniff it out.
Of course. Someone like yourself, you're obviously a fighter of some kind.
Yeah, that's kind of what I do.
I'd like to see that.
It's through next
Are you
to
hitting
me.
on me?
No.
Yeah.
I'm being as genuine as I possibly can.
I mean,
That hammer on
yeah.
your back is quite impressive.
Yeah, his name's Chungus.
Well, Chungus, it's an honor to meet you.
Yeah, I made him out of the prison cell that I grew up in.
Interesting.
It's like half like cinder block and half like metal, kind of like,
You know,
singed
never-
together.
You know,
You
I
never
don't
told
think
me.
you've ever said this
I haven't.
to
No one's
any
asked.
of us.
No one's asked.
So
Druid is quite intrigued. She's like, I'm very proud of you. You made your own piece.
Yes.
I thought it was something that you found at a thrift store, but I'm very excited to hear that.
Not
you-
only one, you think I can't do it. Two, you think I'm broke?
No, I did not say any of
Shopping
that.
at thrift stores?
There's nothing
You were
wrong with a
broke
good
when
thrift
you first-
bargain.
Well,
It's
I
a sign
myself-
of integrity that you are ready to upcycle things, and that's fine. I'm very proud of you.
Well,
Some of us don't have rich fathers. I said that in Minotaur.
personally, when a weapon has a history behind it, I find its impact in battle to be quite accentuated.
Agreed. Yeah. Every time I clatter someone's orbital bone with it, it just reminds me, stay humble.
wow.
You know?
But of course, who are we if not humble?
All right. While they're talking about weapons and
This guy's getting better.
shit. Wow.
You-
Okay.
Is-
I want to try and whisper to Thrud a little bit. Thrud's next to me. She said so.
Yes.
Do fungi grow on dead things?
Yes.
How much do we trust this one?
I don't yet.
Not yet.
They seem a little bit on the flamboyant side, and
Because get a whiff of this.
wow, yes, that is
It's your underwear.
pungent.
What did you? What did you?
We
say?
never.
I
Why
put
did,
my hand up to Thrud's
Ew.
face.
why did we not take care of that before?
I don't know. We haven't fucking
Ring.
decided.
Well, maybe this is a good way for us to see if they're somewhat trustworthy.
Stinky.
And so we could just ask them for a nice secluded place that we can perhaps clean things out a little bit, huh? But we need to take care of that because
We're pretty far
Damn.
out now. Yeah. Right, okay. Okay.
I'm sorry, I forgot all about it. And, wow.
That needs to be addressed. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
You've got some stinky junk in your trunk, my friend.
Thank you. It's your junk too.
So what's the plan? What are we doing?
Yeah, what's the plan, guys? What do you want to do?
Um,
You want to move the quarry?
yes.
Just gonna kind of to the rest of the table. Just kind of flash the ring a little bit. Yeah. maybe I'll bring it over to try for a little.
Yes,
So he can get a
What
little bit
is
of
going on with this ring, just so I know what's...
Nothing. You don't need to know
No,
anything
this is
about
above.
it.
This is above table.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah.
Oh, this is.
There are.
Okay.
This is
there-
Atticus asking for
Yeah,
clarification, please.
this is out of game. There are 3 dead bodies inside
Yeah.
of my vessel right now, and they are rotting to all fucking hell. It is about what 4
That
days.
shit stinks.
But I think
Yeah.
you need to specify
Say-
that one of them is the magistrate that we bring.
Yeah, I think Addie knows that.
Okay.
One is the
Can you-
I
magistrate.
sent you a
Can
message.
you just say inside my vessel one more time? Because that's
there's,
really fucking prominently
3
wonderful.
bloated bodies in my vessel.
So, is that something that is
Working out?
smellable?
The DM has
Oh.
said so.
Yes, it is.
Do I
Oh,
smell
doesn't it? It's weird.
death stank coming out of
shit.
this jewelry?
Roll a perception check for me.
Gladly.
I mean, that could just be us. We're pretty
That's gonna be a 23.
Oh my god.
Cheese and rice.
okay.
I'm not gonna lie. If you had rolled a 4, you smell it.
Ew, dude, you're just walking
Yeah.
around with rotting.
Yeah, it's starting.
cologne
It's
right
starting to
now.
get a little bit, especially once you're indoors. Now, one of the reasons why not many of you have noticed is you've been outside traveling, and so
boy.
a gentle breeze is going to wash that away. You are sitting inside now, and you're not sure if it's the food in this place, but then you realize that it is in fact Bran's
Blue
ring.
Goblin in real life.
Thyra, as a guide, perhaps on the way to Quarry, you might know of a discreet place that we could.
Secluded. off-beaten.
Secluded, off the road. That
Like
sort of.
desolate. No one around. Place where we could clean something up a little bit. Huh?
I know plenty. Are you looking for a small creek or just a bit of a ditch or perhaps a large knot in a split tree that can be used
More
to
like
hide
a
small
portal open to the center of the earth.
Oh, it's that bad.
Maybe not quite that bad, but
Pretty bad.
it's a little on the gross side, yes.
Well, absolutely.
Thanks.
And what would your services to escort us to such a place cost us? We are a little bit short on coin right now at the moment, but once we get to quarry, we will be slightly replenished after we deal some business there.
Well, usualizingly default 2 gold per day of travel if it's something along those lines.
I can handle it.
Given that it's just
I'll do
quarry, it would run you a decent sum, but not too hefty. I don't.
And there's an extra gold in it for you if you keep your, how you say, scales tight.
Oh, I wouldn't dream of keeping them anything else.
Of course,
I
you
want to
would.
insight everything.
Yeah, insight on that one, please. That's a 16.
16. Yeah, you sense a little bit of mistrust here, but you're not
Oh.
entirely sure what to make of it.
Uh-oh.
But it's a little difficult to kind of, first of all, this relationship, whatever you want to call it, is fairly new. And two, frankly, you're a little suspicious of most people. So that 16 is going to heighten your kind of, your antennas getting tuned in a little bit. But you're having a tough time deciding whether it's just a general personality tick or whether it is in fact something malicious.
Uh-oh.
It could be me. I mean, you know me, I'm a bit of a bitch, but
No, you're not.
flattery will get you nowhere.
All right.
Anyway, let's go for it. I don't think we have much options. We need to get that cleaned up, huh?
Yeah, sure.
All right.
Should we
So it sounds like a deal.
Wonderful.
Let's do it.
Shall we settle up with
yeah.
Griselda or whatever her name is?
How was the steak?
You found the steak to be quite delicious, actually. It was not underdone, and it was rubbed down with really nice sort of
Rubbed
melody of
nice.
spices. Served with a side of
How
potatoes.
was the pot pie?
Clearly, they got the temperature.
The food
up
here
onto
is
the
home
grill
cooked and
just
I'm
decent.
glad you said something, Drew.
Well, you know.
We
Huzzah.
Let's move.
hey, can we settle up with Drabamora?
Drabamora comes over and she sort of spots the table and she's like, "Anything else?"
It was a good recommendation. I enjoyed the steak.
Nice, excellent.
Thank you.
It's gonna run you about a gold and a half. Everything.
Okay.
You guys need a room?
Nah.
No, I think we're.
We're actually on our way.
Yeah. What time is it?
We're beating it, as you
I
would
mean,
say.
you've only been in here for about an hour or two, so it's early afternoon,
Yeah.
probably around 2
Who is
o'clock.
this?
I
You
love
told
how
us
I love
to
how nobody else
Eat
heard
it
that.
and beat it.
Yeah, we're
So-
beating it.
I did say that, didn't I?
Yeah.
Took my
I'll
joke.
I'll give her the. I heard it. I'm sorry.
Beat it.
I throw
Sorry,
a
he
gold
didn't get a. He didn't get
Oh,
an
you're throwing a
inspiration.
gold at it.
You,
Well,
you
then-
said she said it was a gold and a half, yeah?
Okay, so then fine. I'm just gonna throw a gold, and you throw a gold, and you know what? Thank you.
Ah, much obliged.
Hey, take it easy.
Enjoy the rest
Is
of
there
your
like
travels.
a general goods store in town?
Ah, there absolutely is.
What's the name?
You want to head over to the White Bull Provisions
White
for
White
general
Bull?
provisions. The White Bull.
Bull.
Oh, well,
You look like me.
it's nobody
You're
there
brown.
looks like you. It just happens to be a reference to a large animal that has a bit of a resemblance. But
Hurtful.
You are half bull, so it's
you,
Let's go for a ball.
sorry, I didn't mean to,
It's fine.
disappoint.
hurt your metal horn there.
Oh.
Now, give me that look, young man. I have to wonder if failure runs in your family or if it sprints.
Oh dear, you know.
You're
Let's go. Let's
Okay,
go.
we're
Let's
going.
go.
You're
Let's
still
go.
fucking
No, we're
amazing.
gone.
Let's
We're
go,
gone.
let's
We're
go, let's
gone.
go.
Sorry.
Fruit
Sorry.
pushes.
Your stew smells like ass.
Sorry.
Oh,
You're
my
out of there.
Yo,
You're
bro.
Look, you tortoise flat ass
Yo,
worm.
yo,
Get the
broad,
fuck out of my
You
establishment.
fucking dementia
We're
broad.
gone. We're gone.
Get out. Get the fuck out.
For a ball.
Mara, you're
You too.
hilarious as
As-
always, my friend.
You too. Thanks for the tip.
As Thrud pushes Try put it out the door.
Yeah, I'll give you the
Says,
tip.
I like
you.
Ramazzi. It's very good. I will be back at some point, yes.
I appreciate it.
All right, have a good day, dear.
God, if being a
kill him.
moron
You
was a
remind
crime,
me
this
of-
guy would have been sentenced to death 3 times.
Are you trying to get
You
kicked out
remind
of
me of my
every
grandmother.
tavern we go to?
It might-
We need a list
it
of
might be a
places
running
he
bit.
can't go.
Just don't kill any more cats in there.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
All right. So,
To the White Bull.
To the White Bull.
You guys are
Oh,
walking out the
are you
door.
getting
She's
some
like, your
provisions?
father would have been disappointed in you if you'd actually stayed. Have a nice day.
Oh
oh,
my
I
god.
like her. I like her very much.
Oh my god.
I'm gonna walk back inside.
No.
Oh, here we go.
She's
I'm
got
gonna walk right up to her.
for pissing
I'm gonna
people
spit
off.
on her face. You old cat.
No, we're out.
Yeah, we're gone.
We're gone. We're walking
Roll an,
Are you
away.
done?
roll an intimidation check.
Oh, here
What's
we go.
wrong with you? Chill.
20. 30.
Dirty 20?
30, 20.
She kind of looks up at you a little bit and she's like,
There we go.
you know, you got a lot of nerve coming in here and talking to me like that.
Yeah, and you got a lot of nerve talking about my fucking father. You don't know my fucking situation. How about I break your fucking jaw?
She's an old lady.
Sonny, I'm going to give you one chance
Yeah, what's that?
to walk out the door right now.
Or what?
Or maybe every single person in this establishment, and she looks around and you look around and everyone has stopped what they're doing and they are looking dead at you. There's no fewer than 18, maybe 20 dwarven individuals of varying descents, like sitting there with forks like half up to their mouths. A couple of them's got like the mug of mead ready to go. One of them's got his hand on an axe and they're all looking at you. And she goes, now,
These fuckers are ready to
I'm
go.
going to give you a chance to take yourself out of my establishment peacefully. All your friends have already gone outside. Now, I bet maybe they'd probably come running back in to try and save you. But
Yeah, sure, lady. Cut the shit. All right.
What's up with the
I'm gonna-
horde
I'm
anyway?
gonna back
That's
out.
kinda
I'm gonna
interesting.
start backing out.
okay.
You know, you're real tough with your bar and your group of hairy guys with you, but I don't think you're really nothing without this place. And the only fucking dwarf I like is named Thrud, so go fuck yourselves.
Okay, well, just tell me on your way out the door, did that horn run off first or your balls? Have a nice day!
Enjoy the spit on your face, broad.
Oh, I like this
Holy
one. She is
shit.
a good one.
Oh yes.
What a woman.
Just like grandmama.
Fucking
Oh, I've witnessed
fire
many
fighter.
of those styles of throwouts.
You guys are out
Never
on the,
doesn't
you
get
guys are
any
out in
more
the streets of
entertaining.
Shea Glen right now.
I'm gonna put a note that Tryphon is most likely kicked out of this bar.
Yeah, you're doing good at this in the bars. You know, you just made reparations in North Veritas, and now you're like,
He needed a new place to not
I
be
didn't
able
kill
to
a
go.
cat though. So it's
this
fine.
is true. This is true.
Every bar has to have a little bit of a story.
She started it.
You just keep walking.
I always got to be the bigger guy. I'm
we
always the
go?
bigger guy.
Can we go?
Well, you are always physically the bigger guy. I don't know about emotionally.
I'm
or
always emotionally the
maturity
bigger
Can
wise,
we go?
but Sure, let's go.
Awesome.
We need to do some things.
Okay.
Bit of a
So,
rest stop before we begin our trek.
Well, there's some buffalo thing, or white buffalo, or what is it?
The
the
bull.
white
The
bull.
bull.
The
Yes.
white bull.
Come on, let's go see another bull. Huh?
It's
It'll
about
make you
fucking
feel better.
time. It's about fucking
Maybe
time.
I'll get you some cotton candy or something, huh?
You're the only dwarf I like.
Do you
know?
want a
True.
balloon? Maybe. What will make you happy? Let's go.
I don't like this. I don't like
Caramel
this.
apple.
Oh my god. All right.
To the
So
white thing.
this is
The
not.
white
Christ.
thing.
This town is relatively straightforward in that the north-south trade road runs right through the middle of it, and about halfway through town, Mountain Pass cuts off to the right. Now, the Mountain Pass intersection is about 100 yards, 150 yards south of where Skinny Grannies was. So you spend some time walking down the street. There's people on the street. There's a couple of vendors set up selling, food wares and things of that nature. You pass an interesting looking store that's called Sweet Chalia's, and you notice that in the window there's a display of what appear to be like different types of like weapons, but also like oddities. Okay, so there's some things in there.
I want to go in there.
You
there.
pass you pass a couple of clothiers, you pass a couple of people that look like they sell day-to-day items, and then you come across the White Bull, which is just south of the mountain pass.
Did we lose Remy to the oddity shop?
Oh, did you want to go in there?
I did.
Yeah.
Oh,
Let's go to the oddity
I
shop,
think
guys.
if Remy went in there, Thylo would probably follow.
Let's all go
Fuck
in.
yeah.
Let's
fair
all go.
enough.
All right, we're going shopping.
Shopping time. You open the door to Sweet Charlie's. There's a bell on the door. It rings as you enter the space. And in the back, towards the back of the store, through this whole entire series of tables that appear to be very nice and neatly arranged with different weapons, you see a dwarven male, about fairly young, probably less than 100 years old. For a dwarf, that's pretty good. Very muscular, short, wavy brown hair. He turns around and kind of sees you. His skin is kind of a grayish color. His eyes are green. He's about 4'6", 4'7" in height, and he has a very, very pretty face. He sees all of you walking in the door. He kind of looks up at Tryphon, and he sees you all, and he's just like, good day to you. What can I help you with today?
I'm just perusing, thank you.
Lovely. Well, we've got a variety of different weapons, from the mundane to the magical. So, take your pick or have a look around. If you have any questions or if you have a budget or you want to know what fits inside of that, just let me know.
I do
Thank
have a
you.
budget, friend.
You do.
15-ish gold. I'm a little low at the moment.
Understood. Well, we have, your standard fare of weaponry. If you wanted something, in the range of a relatively decent long sword, short sword, various bladed weapons, something maybe blunt, want a nicely carved and crafted cudgel, I could probably provide you with that. Now, the magical items are probably going to be a little bit outside of your budget, given that kind of range for you, but, have a look. How about you, friend? What are you looking for? You look like quite a well-equipped fighter.
I'm good.
You're good?
Thanks.
Fair enough.
Fruit is looking very skeptically at all of the weaponry that is laid out and is inspecting it. Not very impressed.
Not very impressed. There is one piece that catches your eye. There's an axe. Clearly a dwarven-made axe in this space. But what catches your eye is
Listening?
right where the axe meets the handle of the axe, there is a really, really nicely set large ruby that looks like the setting that it's in almost has some kind of, your metalworking skills. You notice that the setting almost appears to be removable on some level. You're not quite sure why, but you do notice that.
Is there anything that catches my eye?
What are you looking for exactly?
I'm just looking. This is great.
This sort of place, given its sort of bladed objects, hammers, cudgels,
Yeah.
things of that nature, given your sort of more sort of naturalistic approach to things, nothing really stands out to you. Now, some of the craft is really quite nice, and there's some things that are, there are some things that have wooden handles that are carved in beautiful ways, so they're appealing, but nothing that appears to be desirable.
Okay. I want to look at Thalia. That's her name, yeah? Thyla. I just want to look at them, as they're perusing. And can I do like a perception check to see if there's anything familiar about them? to me?
Sure.
There's 2 bananas in there.
Ew. Yeah,
I hate
probably
it when
not.
there's 2 bananas
it's a
in there.
13.
Nothing sticks
think
out
you
as
love
being
it.
overly familiar
Okay.
about them. So,
Okay.
anybody else?
Piece of trash.
I'm not sure what that was, but
It was a large amount of bananas that were stuck together and went back into the gummy bowl.
oh, it didn't sound like it was.
No, it didn't
It was
sound
gummies.
right at all.
Yeah.
There's a big chunk of gummy.
Chonk.
Fruit would like to pick up the sacks and inspect it a little bit more. Maybe, perhaps, run the finger around that ruby to see if
You want to fondle the ruby.
Hey, it wouldn't be the first
Don't
time.
dangle the balls if you know.
Wow. wow. As you pick it up and you begin to sort of, you do notice that the blade is, the blade's decent, but it is not to your high standard of axe making. But the setting for the ruby is actually quite interesting to you. So you're kind of running your finger around the circumference of the ruby, and then all of a sudden the proprietor of the shop spots you and just kind of comes walking up and says, "Ah, Rosen Steel, really nice piece of equipment you've got there on the magical side."
Are you talking about my axe? Because this is okay.
Oh my god.
Okay, understood. I noticed your axe as soon as I started walking across the store. Very nice blade. I'm not going to lie.
Thank you. Thank
If
very
you
much.
wanted to sell it, I could offer you a handsome price
I
for
will
it.
not be parting with Tyr. Thank you very
Understood.
much.
Understood. So I can understand why Rosen Steel doesn't necessarily live up to your standards necessarily. It does have a really interesting attribute about it, though, I must say.
I might have noticed said attribute.
That ruby right there alone is worth about 30 to 50 gold pieces, depending on who's buying it from you.
Yes.
And you can pluck it from the hilt. The assembly that holds it in place comes apart, and all you need to do is pocket that ruby, put the assembly back together, and at the end of the month, the ruby regenerates. So it's almost like a small system of income on some level. Now, the other nice thing, and you notice this immediately, almost before the proprietor says this to you, as you pick the axe up and you're sort of turning it over in your hands, there is just this floral aroma that comes off of this axe. It is actually really nice, considering that you've been relatively close to Branmorn recently. This is a breath of fresh air. And so
Oof.
the proprietor looks at you and says, yes, the fragrance that comes off of the ruby is floral, and as long as the ruby is in place, that is present. If you do decide to pocket the ruby, the fragrance goes away until the ruby is regrown.
Who is the maker of this item?
Unknown. It is a fairly old item, and the only reason we know that the ruby regrows itself is one day there was somebody in the shop who actually stole the ruby from the axe, and when we had first acquired it, actually, and then we decided to leave it on the shelf. No one was really interested, and one day I came out and poof, there's the ruby again. At first I thought it had been replaced, and so I thought, oh, that's odd. But I decided to take the ruby out for safekeeping, and if somebody came in looking for such a piece, I could put the ruby back in. And one day, there was another ruby. And so it seems to be growing them, oddly. I'm not going to lie, I've got 4 or 5 of them in the drawer.
Well, play it. I would do the same thing if I were you. It's not a bad idea.
I've got my own ruby farm.
What would an item like this cost?
Well, it's been in the shop a while, and I was originally asking 1,200 gold for it, but I'd probably take 750.
That's it.
Well, that's currently a little bit rich for my blood, but maybe someday, if you're amiable to a barter or a trade, I could fashion something for you that is a little bit more on the standards of excellence. That
Interesting.
could be perhaps put towards this ruby if I was interested.
I might be able to actually move something of the craft of your, what did you call the piece you have?
Tyr.
Tyr. I might be able to move that a little bit faster than I can move this
Well, you
Rosen
wouldn't be
steel.
actually moving Tyr because Tyr will not be moving out.
No,
of
what I'm
my
saying
hands,
is that if
but-
you crafted something for trade,
Yes,
that sort of craft level would be noticed right away and something I could possibly move.
very well.
And if you do the return on investment on such a thing as Rosen Steel, if you were to just take that ruby out on a regular basis, you'd probably make your money back inside of, well, for people who live as long as we do, it wouldn't be terribly long.
True. I will consider it. Are there any forges in this town?
In this town, yes, there is one. We need to have one handy and available, but with iron holds so close by, we're not often in use, but we have it just in case of an emergency.
True. Well, perhaps I'll inspect that to see if it's functional enough for my standards, and I will maybe come back and we can talk again.
Well, I hope you have a lovely day.
Thank you. You as well. Thrud puts the Rosen steel axe down and looks bored.
I'm also bored.
The proprietor of the shop pulls a rag out of his overalls and kind of like
I'm
wipes the
done.
Rosen steel piece down.
Do I
Wipes down.
see any
Do I
like
smell
nice
that?
scimitars?
Is that what you're saying?
Scimitars.
Wow.
Yes.
You've been hanging around.
You do actually. There is one table that has a little bit more of a kind of heftier blade collection on it. And there is one rather nice scimitar that has quite a beautiful hilt, actually, on it. The blade is standard fare. It is not a magical item, but there is a scimitar on the table.
I was hoping for something a bit more with a magical flair, but another time then.
I'll tell you what, if I see you around, I'll keep an eye out for one for you. If I see something I think you'd be interested in, I'll let you know.
Well, thank you, friend.
Anytime. Always aim to please. Anybody else?
I'm okay, thank you.
I'm gonna walk out.
Wow, you're so rude to everybody.
Good
To the White
day.
Buffalo.
He's kind of rude sometimes. I'm sorry.
I'm rude.
Well,
You didn't say
I
goodbye.
didn't go in. I was continuing towards the White Bowl
Ah.
or whatever it is.
All right.
But definitely just, slowly making my way through the town, looking for a bakery, if there is one.
There would be a bakery, yes.
Nice. Fat motherfucker.
Wow.
He is not fat.
He needs to ingest a lot of calories so
Oh, is
that
that
he
what it
can
is?
maintain his energies around the ring.
Oh,
Don't be shaming.
my bad.
It's just,
Snack shaming is not a good thing.
pastries are delicious.
I agree
We
with
gotta
you.
sample them.
Agreed.
So if there's a pastry shop, Brand would definitely be stopping in detour before the White Bowl.
You see a sign hanging outside of a place that actually has this little 3-tiered cake on it with a little torch at the top that actually seems to light up and illuminate the sign.
This looks special.
It's called Shade Glen Cakes.
Okay. I'm gonna go in there.
Okay. You head inside. There is another dwarf. I mean, it looks like it's been an overflow town for Ironhold, possibly on some level.
Makes sense.
But there's a dwarven woman behind the counter, and you kind of see her head moving around back there. She's shuttling these large, sort of long-handled trays of cakes, in and around the various cases. And she sees you, and she's just like, "Ah, hello there.
Hi.
What can I do for you?"
I see. It looks like you specialize in cakes, but do you have any, maybe mini cakes or?
Of course, yes.
Cupcakes.
Over there to the right. Go look at the case over there. You'll see a bunch of smaller things there. These are the one over here. We have things for larger parties, but over there, some nice things.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna go check them out.
Excellent. Let me know if you need anything. You
All
go
right.
over and you take a look, and there are actually some really nicely, finely made, of varying colors, different icings. There's some really beautiful ones in there. One in particular catches your eye that looks like it is, it's round at the base, and then it kind of comes in from the base a little bit, and then has conical in nature going up and twists all the way to the top.
That's fancy.
It sort of reminds you a little bit of possibly somebody from the Feywild, like it has kind of a feel of a magical object on some level.
I mean, we're traveling. 1, 2, 3, 4. 5. Can I get a variety of 6?
6?
Yeah.
Sure.
Sampler.
Absolutely. I'll give you the Havoc 6, which is 7
Okay.
for the price of 6.
Okay.
She kind of goes through and she
Sounds
pulls
like a
out
deal.
a variety of
incredible.
them, and she has a
You're
small.
the best party member. No offense, Drew.
What did you say? What did you say?
I said you're the best party member. No
When
thanks.
it comes
no,
to pastries,
no offense, Drew.
it's fine. I'm okay with that.
Bet you enjoy my pastries.
Oh,
Oh my God.
whoa.
What do you do in the hotel at night?
Easy there, RB.
Well, we're not there yet.
Where's Molly Gapsy when you need her?
Oh!
Chestnut pastries?
She provides you with a nice small box of pastries, and she hands them over the counter to you, and she's like, "That'll be 3 silver."
Okay. For the special treat,
The tipping culture is
I'm
insane.
going to give her 5.
She takes the 5 and she looks and she's
Thank
like, "Here's your change," and she goes to hand you the
it's
2
okay.
back.
Thank
Hey,
you.
You're tipping me.
Yeah.
That's odd. Oh, thanks. I guess.
Thank
Strange.
you.
You don't need the money.
I'm
Are you really rich?
not that rich.
Are you
but
mentally ill?
Yeah.
Maybe.
Well, I'll take it.
Money wasn't. It is what it is. I would rather have nice things.
Well, I can get behind that attitude.
Thank you. You have a wonderful day.
And you as well. Come back and see Havoc anytime.
All right.
All right. Havoc Blunt Forge.
Blunt
Forge.
This town is nice. I like it very much.
It seems like you have a.
I don't know if that
Affinity to this kind of
interaction
space.
was long enough for the rest of the group to come out of the.
They were
the
probably
heck was the other
in
store?
Sweet Charlie is a little bit longer than you were
Okay.
in
But
Shade
I'll
Glen Cakes.
continue. I'll take the box and I'll continue to the White Bowl.
Okay. White Bull has actually quite an active group of people going in and out of it. It's a general provisions store, and at this time of day, it seems to be pretty busy. So this guy inside seems to be rather busy when you walk in. But when you walk in, you actually see a about 5'11" human male. Rather,
Not a bull.
I won't say he's elderly. I'm not going to say he's elderly, but he's not young.
Okay. All right.
He kind of sees, and he's like,
Are we there with him?
"No,
a
you're
little behind.
you're still finishing up, but you could be on your way."
Yeah, I'm on the way.
Okay. So he sees you and he'll be like, "I'll be right with you."
Take your time.
You have a look around, and it seems to be basically your general provisions store. So pretty much anything that you would think in terms of,
I'm looking for a shovel.
oh, he's definitely got that. He's got a
If I
variety.
find a shovel.
Yes.
as fuck.
don't
So
worry about it.
are you looking for what would be used by like a farmer, which has a longer handle, or are you looking for something like a camping shovel, something that'd be more a little portable?
The foldable one.
We might. Now, I know what I'm gonna do with this shovel. Do you
So do
think
I.
would? Yeah. Do you think I would
You're
maybe be
unreachable.
able to make
I
do
just
with the
said you
camping shovel? Maybe.
Depends on how deep you want to bury
Yeah,
the bodies.
okay.
Plus, you've got a few of them, so.
Through
No, we're going for the farming shovel.
Thrud walks in.
Yeah, she's.
Hey.
Hi.
Oh, Thrud, look what I got.
Oh, those look lovely.
I found this store.
You always have a good nose for those types of things, and let me say I do appreciate it.
Where's the bull?
Here we go.
Why are you such a prick to me?
Hey, guy.
Yeah, what is wrong?
I don't know.
Where's the
Perhaps
bull?
It seems like every time I meet someone new.
Pardon me. Could you just wait your turn, sir? I'm a little bit busy with a couple other customers, but we don't have a bull.
It's a little misleading, don't you think?
We definitely need to find
Yeah,
out.
we
Find
do.
out.
Oh, that's a long. You mean the name of the shop?
Yeah.
That's a long story. I'll happily tell you. Just if you don't mind, I just need a minute.
All right.
Wrong side of the sleeping bag.
All right, so you guys come into the store as well. You do find a section where there are what
Kind
appear
of
to be a
like
bunch
that.
of hand tools. Okay, so you've got shovels. There's a couple of pickaxes. You see one really like heavy graded rake. There's a couple of camping shovels, like we had talked about. I mean, given the job you got to do,
Feedback grade.
I'd probably just go with the big one.
yeah, that's what I'm thinking. The heavier duty shovel.
Fuck it, I'll dispose of it.
We'll get rid of it. Don't
I'm
worry.
giving Remy a piggyback ride for the record.
Okay.
Remy's request, not mine.
Okay. There's a number of people in the shop. You two walk in, and like there's this 8-foot-tall minotaur with a satyr on its back.
And the cat.
You have a cat and a rain
And a
pomelo. You know, and your friend smells like death. So
And now there's a dragon guy.
yeah, and a dragonborn. Forgive me. So we've got all walks of
We're
life.
blending in.
The only
Just
one
take 'em
who's
out.
not really like sticking out like a sore thumb would be Thrud.
For once, Thrud's blending in.
And I'm making as much noise as I want with all of my armor, and I don't care because I don't need stuff here. I like this place.
What do you see?
This
on
guy
that
kind of
shelf?
comes over to you and he sees you
like
standing looking at the
everything that you
shovel.
would
He's
see.
like, "All right, I'm sorry about the delay.
Oh, okay.
Can you need a shovel? What do you need? I see you looking at the shovels.
That was something.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go with this big one over here.
That's a nice one. Heavy duty, used by good farmhand shovel, or are you digging a ditch, or anything like that.
Our friend over here, they're involved in some fungal horticulture, something.
Growing
I don't know.
mushrooms.
Yeah, sure.
Sure.
I know. Maybe we would help him out.
Oh well, that sounds great. Yeah.
Shovel.
I love me a good morel or nice mushroom stew. You farm them?
Yes.
Are you local?
Yes.
Really?
No.
Well,
Farming, yes.
He's kind of looking back and forth between all of you at this point. He's like,
Bran, how tall is Bran?
Tall enough.
6'1" ish.
Thyla is gonna kind of like lean on either, like just put an elbow on the shoulder and just like lean.
On Bran?
Yeah.
No one does that to Bran.
Bran's like, the fuck?
Bran, are you okay?
All right. Hey.
Hey.
Hi. The thing is, I myself am quite immersed in the fungal. And, well, my new friends and I are just
He's using that term
off
lightly.
to enjoy a bit of my slice of life.
If you don't mind, I got a lot of customers.
How much is the shovel?
Well, the shovel's going to set you back 4 silver. Did you need anything for your fungal lifestyle?
No, I have it all taken care of. But thank you. I greatly appreciate it.
Can,
What's
Well,
the story behind the bull?
Yeah, what's the story behind the bull?
okay.
You're asking?
Yeah.
I'm all out of silver, a hand of gold.
He needs change.
Hold on, I'll get you some change.
Yeah, I just ran out of silver at the bakery
I'll
shop.
get you some change.
Thank you.
Well, the bull was a bull my grandfather had when I was a boy, and it was a really beautiful animal, and so he was the pride and joy of the Shade Glen region, and actually was used to sire many a cow in this area. And so I decided that when I opened the provision shop, as you know, the trade routes started to expand and open up, and trade got a lot busier, I thought I'd honor that beautiful animal by naming my shop after it.
That sounds like a nice story.
That's a nice story.
Yeah, it's kind of nice.
Indeed.
Oh,
I
thank you.
like the way you treated your bull.
Well, thanks. It was like I said, we thought very highly of it.
Thanks.
Are you okay?
No.
He starts crying.
He's having a
He
It's been a rough
starts
day. It's
sobbing.
been a rough day.
try
I'm
fit.
not gonna lie.
I'm gonna turn with the box of
Oh.
cupcakes and
Is it for me?
pick one. I got a sampler pack.
I'm gonna pick the biggest one.
There is a big chunky one in there. It actually is just like all frosted up. It's got like a big dollop of cream on the
I like
top.
pick it up and I bring it up, and before I can like take a bite, my cat like licks some cream off the top.
Okay.
I mean, like,
Okay.
Maybe-
For me?
As you push it into your face and start chewing, it's actually really delightful and actually helps to kind of pick your spirits up a little bit. But as you sort of pull your hand down with it, you do have a rather noticeable white frosting mustache. all around.
I'm gonna save that for later.
Okay,
Oh.
great.
You're a good friend. I appreciate you, Bran. Risky.
The proprietor hands you 6 silver pieces back in
Thank you.
exchange for the shovel. And he's like, if I can get you anything else, let me know. I'm just going to go help these folks
I
over
see
here.
you're busy. I think I'm okay.
Let me know. Come back soon.
All right.
Hope you enjoy the day. And he
You
kind of
too.
scurries
Thank
off.
you.
He scurries off. You have a
Are we
shovel.
leaving?
Are we good? Everybody got what they
Are
need?
we
Shopping day.
Turns out,
Yeah, I don't know if anyone else needed anything.
I don't
in here.
need
I was
shit.
Just,
let's get out of town.
Any violence?
To Corey.
Sure. To that little place off the side
Punch that
somewhere where.
Punch that tree.
Yeah.
Punch
All right.
the tree.
Talking about like ridiculousness.
Punch the
So
tree.
you guys make your way out of town.
Yeah, baby.
Now, the thing about Shade Glen is after you get south of Shade Glen and you start heading on this new road, which is still the north-south trade route, but you now no longer have the density of traffic that you once had, because Ironhold is a fairly large city. North Veritas is a fairly large city, and that artery is usually quite densely populated. But as you pass through the southern gates of Shade Glen, you do notice that things change a bit. It's really quiet. And so off you go and down the road, and you spend some time traveling. The weather's still very pleasant. There's a cooler evening breeze, not evening, but late afternoon breeze starts to pick up and take down some of that springtime heat. Yeah.
With that breeze, I'm gonna be like, ooh, that's a little chilly. I'm gonna say burr, and I'm gonna cast this little golden orb. It's Druidcraft again, by the way. It's this little golden orb that will stay with me for the next 24 hours, and it predicts the weather in my area.
That's incredible.
Interesting. All right. So this thing appears, and does it follow you like a physical object?
Yep. It says the effect might manifest as a golden orb for clear skies or a cloud for rain, falling snowflakes for snow, so on, so on. For the next 24 hours.
Ah, I see. So the object itself takes on the
yeah.
qualities of the weather. Beautiful. Okay.
That is.
So it's just kind of here.
And we're going to take a break. And we will be right back, everybody. We'll see you soon.
Peace.
All right, everybody, we're back.
We back.
Let's pick up where we left off. You guys were setting out of town and working your way down the north-south trade road outside of Shade Glen with your new companion, Thyla.
As always, keeping an eye out for threats.
I'm keeping an eye out for animals that I've never seen before.
Yeah.
Or Ethan?
Oh.
That would be
The
implied.
open road.
Oh. Okay. So. Okay, just. Anyway,
What are you gnawing on over there?
Banana.
What was that?
how far out of town do you think we should go? Should we just ask?
That's just. When I talked to them, it sounded like they had an idea of a place that was secluded. I mean, I did ask for a young opening in the world to get rid of these things. So, if you see something you like, maybe we call out and say, "Hey, how about here?"
I mean, should we just do it when we make camp? Like go. We're along the woods, right?
You are. So as you're traveling along now, again, there are still fields to the left of you because the North Veritas farming region extends for hundreds of miles. But on the right, you still have the densely wooded area that you've had all along.
Hey, how far is this spot, guy?
Well, are we just going straight to Quarry, or do you think that we are going to make a little pit
No,
stop?
we got to get the secluded spot first.
Ah, yes. Well, there are a variety of little things that we could employ in this secluded area search type of event that we've got going on. Judging by your purchase of a shovel, I think you're looking to put something in the ground, yes?
Poisons.
You could say that.
Excellent. So, I'll keep an eye out.
Oh my god, this is killing
You
me.
speaking in riddles, guy?
Never.
Never. Stop it.
It's just a different cadence than you're used to. It's okay. Don't worry. It'll be fine. But yes, if we could get on with business, finding a space that not many people will come across.
Oh, but of course. I would love to just look around and throughout the span of our journey and see if I can just find like a ditch or something off on the side of the road.
Why don't
Incredible.
you go ahead and roll a perception check?
Fuck yeah!
This guy's irreplaceable.
Let's
Are
fucking
they-
go!
Are they bouncy? Are your dice can I see one?
1 second.
You got
Just
bouncy
so-
dice? I know they made bouncy dice.
25.
Well, then by all means, with the 25,
Oh my god.
it's only about an hour outside of town.
Wait, that's crazy.
We're bouncing dice.
No, it's just like it's crazy. I've never seen a die like made of like this material
It's
before.
silicone.
It's silicone.
It's silicone.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah. We got to take you to PAX Unplugged. You'll,
This
is
you'll
so
go absolutely
cool.
What the
bonkers
heck,
there.
man?
It is a weird, mysterious thing that is in other worlds. Don't worry, you're a big horned head about it. That's okay.
I could cast this big chunker in silicone.
Oh my god, can you please? Can you?
Just
Can you
pelt
do
that at
it?
each other.
Cast that in dragon skin, and just like toss that around the table.
Can you make like a goopy one?
Goopy?
Like you know those
Okay.
balls that like you hit the ground and they like
Oh,
splat and then they
sidetracks.
come back?
No, I don't have that kind of technology.
You said we found a spot.
So, Thyla, about an hour outside of town, and to be honest, now it's getting on to about 6 p.m. You spot a section that actually looks like it might be okay. There is a section of the road where the wooded area, which typically has been dense to your right and then rising up a hill, all of a sudden looks like there might have been a rise on the right side of the road that falls away behind it, almost a secluded spot. You can't tell if the rise is mostly rock or not, but it does offer some cover from the road. Now, that being said, it's been an hour since you've been outside of town, and you've only seen 2 people pass you on this road. So it is rather quiet at this point.
This might be a good spot, huh?
I think it looks adequate. Yeah.
Wonderful.
It's nice and quiet down here. You know?
Is there a clearing we can, set up camp?
Well, you glance behind this rise, and you do notice that it's basically like it almost appears like a couple of large boulders that rise up next to the road and then fall away to an area that looks like it was used as a potential campsite almost. So, not uncommon on a road like this to find areas where travelers would break camp for the night and just be sort of out of the eyes of the road.
Let's go
Let's
down
do it.
there and
Shall
set
we?
up camp and then
go
look around a
fondle.
little bit.
Let's look
off
around
the
a little
side
bit.
of that.
Yeah.
Lovely.
Okay. Everybody roll perception checks for me. Thyla, you just rolled one. You can use that, or you can roll again if you'd
21.
like.
I'll play it safe and I'll keep the 25.
Okay.
21.
21. 12.
19.
19.
I'm fucking blind.
I'm fucking blind.
That's an 8.
That is an 8.
That's an 8.
That's an 11 for me.
Okay, so you're all kind of on a heightened sense of sort of awareness as you're sort of getting off the road, ducking behind these rocks and looking around. Thyla, you do notice that the ground here is relatively clear and somewhat soft. So whatever it is that Bran is intending to do with this shovel, this seems like it could potentially have be a good space to dig.
Perfect.
The rest of you, however, are just sort of like spotting around. What are we doing? What's the plan?
Let's set up a camp to make it look like we have a little bit of what we're doing, and then we can start digging, huh?
Yeah.
So,
Did we find a good spot to dig?
yes,
Yeah.
Okay.
it's soft ground.
I mean,
I'll start digging.
you want to start digging?
Yeah,
All right.
that's what I'm good at.
As you begin to dig, as like the hole grows, Thyla's gonna use the gust cantrip to like keep the area that is in the hole that you're digging free of like stray dirt and dust and like rubble. So because like how it sucks when like you're digging a hole and then like a little bit of dirt falls
No,
in.
I
you have
know.
to
I
get
know
that.
exactly what you're doing.
I'm using wind to avoid that.
Okay.
This is a really nice thing you're doing, man. Really appreciate that.
Well, what am
It's
I
also
if
probably
not
cooling
used?
you off a little bit.
Yeah, it's kind of nice. It's giving me I'm getting the workout, but I'm also blowing the sweat off me. It's nice. It's good.
Glad to be of assistance.
I'm just sitting there hanging out.
How much time do you think you're going to spend with this? Roll an athletics check for me, just for...
Sick. That's dope. 11.
An 11?
That was fantastic.
Okay, this is not hard work for you, given your general overall strength. In this general site, which is basically a fairly open clearing for about, I'm going to say 50 feet by 30 feet, and you can tell by the nature of the cleared earth here, padded down, it's been used by travelers and people to sort of stop and break camp. There's evidence of charred and burned wood, like we mentioned the last time. There's a crude fire ring. Whereabouts do you think you would make this this hole that you're digging? Like right in the middle of it? Are you going to move it off to? If you were on the western side, you're going to be closer to trees and probably in the roots system. If you were closer to the eastern side of this, you're going to be closer to the rocks that jut up and sort of shield you from the road.
I think the most inconspicuous place that it seems.
Okay. There's an area up and around the fire ring, which is a little bit further down. I would say it's south, right? It's on the southern edge of the campsite, and it is shielded by trees. To your left is this group of rocks, and to your right is dense forest.
Yeah, we'll do it there.
Okay.
Did someone create like a fire ring? Like, are there some rocks placed? And
Yes, there's rocks in a circular ring, and there's some
Could do
charred.
under that.
I'm thinking right under it.
Could do under it.
Okay.
I'm thinking right under it.
Let's
move
do right
the
under
rocks,
it. Let's move the rocks and go under.
and maybe even save some of all the
put it back
charred
on.
shit. Yeah, and we'll put it back on.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we can even start the fire over top of it so that it smells just like a roasting pig.
Oh my
Okay.
god.
A rancid roasting pig.
So that's
Yeah.
what we do.
Okay. You begin to dig, and you spend about 20 minutes to 30 minutes digging. Now, with an 11 on the athletics check, you know, you're running into some troubles. It's not as easy to dig here as you thought it would be. And after about a half an hour, you've made a hole that is probably a fifth of the size you might need to cram. How many? There's 2 bodies, right? There's 3 bodies. I'm going to say
Wait, can
it's
I
an
turn
eighth.
it anything we can dig?
an eighth of the size of the hole you're going to need to dig into
What
this
kind of
space.
Can I keep going?
What
Could
animal?
we
is
say-
it?
Roll
You're
again?
pretty strong.
Sure,
Drew.
you can roll
wanna-
again.
you
Could
wanna
we
take a
say
turn?
that
Hey,
the
why don't you take a bit of
my
What
load
kind
off,
of animal?
and
What
I'll
kind of
dig
bigger
for you.
animals
Can we do it together?
I don't know.
I
I'm
was
thinking
just
a
gonna
bear
ask if
could
the
dig,
gusting could be
I have
giving
plus
the
6,
help
that's
action
I have +5.
to give it a.
The gusting's
What is that?
intention
Should I
was
do a
what?
rock roach?
To keep some
Have you
of
ever
like
seen
the
a rock
stray dirt and dust and shit out of the hole, so he could keep making.
We'll do
Consistent
advantage. We'll do it
progress.
together.
I think the help action is going to give him an advantage on the roll, which seems
both rolled the
extreme. I
same.
would say he could probably add a D4 to his existing roll.
Do you
Okay.
have the cards?
So yeah,
Nice.
you can.
Have I ever
Rich,
seen
you
a
can add a
rock
D4 to
roach?
that roll.
Okay, can we just like keep it to one? We've got like 9 different conversations going right now, so can you just give me 1
Yeah.
second?
I get a D4.
Because I'm gusting.
Thank you.
Okay, so have you ever seen a what?
Rock roach.
14.
Rock roach?
Yeah.
Roll a nature check for me. What's the challenge rating on a rock roach?
It's small, but Rich is getting the card.
No, I'm not.
Oh.
I dropped the dice back.
Oh.
You look
hold
great
How
on.
behind
the
that
fuck
bar.
do you do that?
Do I actually?
What?
You look good back there.
Thanks, baby. It's
Yeah.
the blue lighting is from
It's
under
really,
cones.
it's really nice.
I don't like that. Why did you have to make that noise?
What
Fuck,
are
put
you
this chair back here.
doing?
What's happening?
Do better.
Dude, what's happening right now? Sorry, I'm trying to find
You
my
you only have 1 die?
No, I just didn't want to lose it. Good thing I got the stripper pole.
We're unhinged today.
Yeah.
Wow. This dice recovery moment is brought to you by.
I got it. I got it.
How about for a D6?
You don't have the cards?
I don't know.
That's annoying.
They're down there in our bag.
Alright.
I'm trying
Well.
to find my rock roach. Hold on.
Oh my god, stop doing that with the die. You're
sure
making
you've seen
them
a rock
audio
roach?
charts
Todd's,
go insane.
Todd's talking to me about it. Chill.
Thanks. I think I'm just gonna cut that whole thing out of the video.
Yeah, I would.
It's
It's kind of
got like-
hilarious.
Huh?
It's kind of hilarious.
It is kind of hilarious, but there was just this. We
Blooper's
should,
reel for the Instagram.
maybe
14 on. I got a 14 on athletics.
14 on athletics this time.
I'm
All right.
trying to find.
So you're gonna dig for another 30 minutes or so. While and did Thyla tell you that you can add a D4 to the
did.
roll? And you did. Okay, so 14 with the D4. All right. So you continue digging in this hole. Right at about the last of the 30-minute mark, as you're kind of like getting out of breath, this hole's starting to get quite big. That shovel goes into the ground and sort of grabs something, like it's sort of, you know, like when you chunk a shovel into soft
Yeah,
dirt,
right?
there is the sort of, the blade pierces the soil, cuts at it, and digs it up. But oftentimes when we hit things like a root or especially a rock, there's an instantaneous stop. You meet somewhere in between those two things as your shovel tip appears to hit something soft and movable, but not as easily movable as the dirt.
Is it a body?
Kind of like,
Did you dig up another body?
poke in, see like how it feels.
So as you sort of take that poke in, you do notice that it appears to almost be a material in the ground, like leather.
I'm gonna keep digging. I
Did
want
you
to see
dig
what
up
it
another
is.
body? Did you dig up another body?
You move the shovel around a little bit, find the edges of this thing, pry it down and under, and there is actually a fairly large size, not large size, but about the size of a small head, a leather bag.
Oh.
I'm gonna open it up. I'm not gonna say anything though yet. I kind of want to like take a peek.
Okay, so you pull this out of the ground. It has clearly been down there for quite a long time. There appears to be an object in the bag. You're not sure what it is, but you, after sort of decaking the sort of leather strap that's around this thing of all the mud that's in it, and you untie it and break away the leather, which is actually supple and moist from being in the ground for so long.
Supple and moist.
There is a mask inside this bag. There is this mask that looks like it's way too small for your head, but it's golden in color. Not gold as if the mask is made of gold, it is painted gold. And it has this very ferocious look on it. The two eyes are sort of furrowed in kind of an angry sort of view, and the mouth curls up at the edges. And there is what remains of what looks to be some kind of like either, it's sort of like a leather or like a rawhide strap that looks like it was used to be wrapped around somebody. So it is definitely a mask.
As I like, kind of like, do I feel any like sense from it? Does it feel like evil or anything?
I mean, does it have any juju?
Yeah. Any vibes?
No, nothing appears to be showing itself like that.
I'm gonna kind of like put it on as I'm like digging, and I'm gonna turn around and scare Thyla.
Do you need to roll for that?
Ah!
Yeah.
You guys all look over and you see Tryphon wearing this, what appears
It
to be a
gets stuck to his
tiny,
face.
kind of a tiny gold mask.
Ah!
Where'd you get that?
It's in the dirt.
And you just put it on?
Yeah, it looks pretty good on me, right?
Can you roll a wisdom saving throw for me?
Motherfucker. Motherfucker, dude.
You just dug up a stupid mask from the ground.
You guys know
Buried
our
on your
wisdoms.
face. We're
You
so
wanted-
fucked.
You
Honestly,
wanted to feel
I did it
fear.
for the meme, dude. It kind of got, it landed on my
No,
computer.
No, it doesn't
flat.
matter.
It landed flat.
It's an 8.
Okay.
Hey, fuck, you go. It's gonna be like fucking Jim Carrey.
You continue to dig. Is anyone taking over for you yet? The hole now looks like it could easily accommodate a single body. After
Drew
that
jumps
work.
in and starts digging.
Can I take the mask off after the gag, after the goof?
Yes.
Okay.
What do you do with the mask?
I'm gonna put it in my bag.
Okay. Through, you digging?
Root is digging.
Drew is digging with a 13.
With the 13?
Yeah.
Okay, you're digging at about the same pace that Tryphon was digging. You're able to sort of, in about 30 minutes time, increase the size of the hole by about 50%. Plus, you are going a little bit wider now with the hole. So, it's about an hour and a half has gone by. The sun is starting to go down. Thyla,
Yeah.
your perception, your passive perception is a what?
My passive perception is 16.
Is anybody higher than that?
No, mine's a 15.
Nope. Maybe I can't.
You hear audibly in the distance the sound of footsteps, several,
Oh my god.
on the road, coming from the south, coming north.
Is it dark? Is it like getting shady?
Yes.
I'm gonna take my short bow off of my back. Is there a place where I can like get hidden? and look out at the road?
You could hide behind the rock that juts up that you
I'd
are
like
all.
I'd like to do that.
All right, why don't you
And
roll a
then
stealth for me?
I can definitely do that. Shit.
Ooh, okay.
That's gonna be an 18.
An 18.
Let's see, what can I do?
All right. You trying to eyeball my die? I see you looking through the crack in the screen.
I'm
I see
scared.
You. I see you.
I'm scared.
Did you warn us of the sounds?
No.
Okay.
Seeing through struggle with digging, and there's everybody struggling, I want to wild shape into a brown bear.
A brown bear.
Yeah.
Okay.
I want to dig.
You're all
Brown
sort of-
bears have longer claws that they use to dig for food. I googled it.
Okay.
Remy have Google.
What's Google?
I don't know actually. I
It's a
consulted
bird. I
the
think it's a bird.
stars.
Thrud, you're down in this hole huffing away with this shovel, and all of a sudden this brown bear jumps down in the hole with you, and it just starts clawing at the dirt. It's like, it's kind of like,
You don't know it's
You don't know it's. You're like, oh fuck.
yeah. At first you're kind of startled, and then you realize that the brown bear,
Remy. He's wearing a dress.
probably is Remy. Yeah, it's wearing a
I
dress.
recognize the cut of that dress, and clearly that is Remy.
It's a brown bear, but with goat fur.
Now the speed of the hole
And
is
horns.
going a lot more efficiently.
Okay.
So things are going a
Teamwork,
lot
guys.
better.
We're doing good.
Thyla, you're up behind this rock, and you're
Yeah.
planted pretty firmly on the back side of it, and you're kind of peering around. And you see a group of 5 people walking up the road. They're sort of walking 3 abreast and 2 behind, so it's like 3 and 2. And they're sort of walking not in a casual way, but more in a sort of they almost seem like a patrol. They're sort of, they have an intention, it seems like. Now, as they begin to get closer, they're probably still 50 or 60 feet away from you.
What do they look like?
So there's 5 men. They are all humanoid. They look like they are all human. They are... Well, 2 of them in the front that you notice are definitely carrying sheathed longswords.
Okay.
They are well armored, and they seem really capable from the distance that you are. These do not look like hack adventurers or like low-level adventurers. They seem fairly experienced.
We burying.
Is it?
No.
Fucking dick, dude.
Am I familiar with these people?
Are you familiar with them? Roll a history check for me.
I'm just giving my affiliations. History?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No, that's gonna be a 9.
9. You do know from your travels in and around Sylvanvale that there are groups of mercenaries on this road occasionally. Sometimes they are, attempting to protect various factions.
Is this just a random group, or is this who I think it is?
As they get closer, and you sort of have a better glance at them, they're sort of not quite flanking the rock that you're behind,
Flanking.
which you feel that you're really well hidden behind right now.
Yeah.
But as they are approaching, you look more closely at them. You look at their sort of stern glances. You look at their demeanor. And upon further assessment, you can tell that this is one of the groups that you are familiar with. That's the Ebony Blossom group.
Okay. So I kind of just relax a little bit. And I'll walk back to the group.
Are we far away where they wouldn't hear us?
I just peek my
If
bare
you guys were
head.
talking in normal voices, they would absolutely hear you. I mean, you're probably only about 35, 40 feet away from them.
Well, I was saying we were shoveling.
We got a bear going.
I never said I was making noise.
So,
You're a
I
bear.
was just digging.
what are you doing right now? You're taking a break from shoveling. So where are you?
I thought I was helping, but if I'm not helping, I guess I'm hanging out with Bran,
Yeah, I'm just chilling.
doing fuck shit.
Okay.
I got no.
You guys are
straight.
seated off to the
Maybe
side
talking a
on
little bit.
Yeah.
a log that's sort of laying on the side of the campsite. Thrud and the brown bear are digging the hole, and Thyla is approaching Tryphon and Branmorn on the log. And so you two are sort of sitting there and you're watching Thyla walk towards you this way, and all of a sudden behind her, you see these 5 individuals circle around and walk right up behind her, and they're like surveying the scene.
I'm gonna kind of square up a little, just kind of get up.
Am I aware of the fact that they're behind me?
Not quite, but with your perception, and you see the looks on Branmorn and Tryphon's faces, and you see Tryphon begin to stand up.
I'm gonna turn around.
You brought friends?
No, not directly, but I am familiar with some of the Ebony Blossom. Hello.
Good evening. State your business. They're
You see.
very interested in the hole, in the brown bear in the hole.
I
They're
just
kind of
stick my
looking
head
right
up out of
past
the
you.
hole. And my ears are just like with dirt.
Well, I myself have no fear. I want you to be assured. With my presence here, this could, in theory, be considered true children business.
Roll persuasion check with advantage.
Okay.
As a bear.
Is Thrud continuing the dig while this is going on?
I was about to say, would you stop fingering the M&Ms over there, but you're digging.
I'm
19.
A 19.
True children. I knew they were.
He looks at you, the guy that's in the front, this human male with a sort of a stern look on his face. He looks at you and he says, true children, name for me somebody that is of significant stature in the true children.
Well, I personally have a bit of an affinity
Don't
for
take too long.
Apisonia, the honey bear. They are a sweet individual in my experience.
What is it you're doing here exactly?
Oh, well, my new friends here, I was simply showing them off to some business in Quarry, and they asked that we take a bit of a detour, dig a bit of a hole. You see, this bear here is in actuality a satyr, who I believe was interested in some things that our circle had, or has, or may offer. Now, thank you very much for your input, Remy. I wasn't going to deny my friends this pleasure of digging. Granted, I don't know what or why they are, but
I have a fetish for holes.
Jesus Christ!
This guy looks at one
I
of
have a
his
fetish for
companions and he kind of leans over and whispers, and they kind of have a momentary back and forth, and he turns and looks at you again and he's like, where are you coming from?
we just got out of shade then. Had a bit of a, well, the horny one at least, had a bit of a discourse. At the,
I'm not horny
Skinny
right
Granny.
now.
But that being said,
Right now.
We're patrolling the Shade Glen tonight. We're going to be spending the night there and picking up this route in the morning. You best not be here when we return.
I assure you we will be long moved on, friend.
Fair enough. Go about your business.
Thanks.
And he kind of like motions to the rest of them and they
just
turn
like-
and walk away.
After they walk away, I just kind of turn to the group. I don't know what you have to do with this hole. I have a decent idea, but I suggest that we maybe make it snappy.
I don't like that someone knows there's going to be a hole here now.
I know.
Yeah.
Kind of makes me
I
uncomfortable.
give up on this fucking.
You want to just, do we just burn him? You want to just start a fire? Burn the body?
How big is the hole now?
Yeah, how big's the hole?
I'm going to say the hole will definitely fit 2 bodies at this point, especially since the 2 of you have been down there digging away. You might be able to get all 3 of them in there.
They saw us.
Yeah, but they're not gonna see, you know.
To be fair, as you guys
Recognizable.
looked at this group, they do not look like a formal like city guard necessarily. They didn't look like officials. They looked more like mercenaries.
I could grow flowers on top so it looks like it wasn't disturbed.
Cool.
What do you know of the ebony blossom?
Well, they are a loose kind of network of mercenaries that work with and for the True Children to kind of patrol the Sylvan Vale Forest. They act as a sort of informal guard, as we could say. They aren't necessarily registered by the Thanes or any form of local government, but they do answer to the druidic powers that be, so to speak.
Gotcha. So what do you want to do, guys?
I've been digging for a while. I think we should just do what we intended to do, and if you want, maybe we start the fire down in this hole
I
and
like that.
cook things off.
Yeah.
That's gonna stink.
Oh, of course it is, but or we just bury everything and hope for the best. And...
We're gonna burn it.
Well, let's look at this. Perhaps we should take things out of your environment and see what state they're in. Maybe we got lucky and they got a little bit putrid and they will be easily broken apart.
Ew. Like pulled pork.
Do you have
Olivia.
what I think you have somewhere?
Pulled
What
pork.
do you think we have?
Oh, gee, I wonder. People?
I'm a bear. I can't say anything.
I mean, you know, allegedly, if there were people, then you got a problem.
Oh, I don't at all.
All right,
I've seen this kind of thing before.
All right,
let's do it.
Let's do it.
let's. I can't believe I'm gonna go in there.
Get in there. Hold your nose.
Ew, you're gonna con save. Con save.
Watch out for the light.
So you're going
Can I,
inside the ring?
Yeah. I don't know. Can I find something to try and plug my nose?
Sure. I'm sure one of the
I don't
party
know,
members
like
has
Dirt.
I'm a bear.
No, do we have something? I don't know.
Well,
You
I
know
have
what?
leather scraps.
Now you know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna reach into the cupcake box. I'm gonna take some.
Frosting.
huff that.
I wasn't thinking frosting. I was actually thinking some of the cupcake, and I'm just gonna kind of, because it's gonna smell fucking delicious.
I like that.
You know, I'm just gonna break off a little bit of the cupcake. And
I suggest you take some of the
maybe the little frosting, just kind
and,
of put,
yeah, seal
put
the
it on
holes.
the lip.
Seal the holes. So
Yeah,
make sure
okay.
Nothing goes through. And you'll
Alright.
have to. Probably have to breathe through your
It's
mouth.
yeah,
This is fucking ridiculous.
So you have it in your nose,
yeah.
and you have it in your mouth.
No, I was just I was putting a little frosting, you know, just on the upper, you know, maybe just sealing it a little bit.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
All right.
and I'm gonna try and breathe through the mouth.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You're gonna taste it.
Yeah, I'm gonna taste it.
Ew.
I did take a intro to criminal justice, and they said that's the way to do it. You
Really?
breathe through your mouth.
Ew.
Yeah.
Well, they also
Anyway.
put like Vicks or something on. Well,
Anyway, Brand's gonna kind of jump down in the hole, and
I'm getting out of the hole.
yeah, I would
I'm getting out of the hole.
stand clear, maybe.
I'm just gonna I'll get out of the hole and then I will extend my paw down and just like, the rude, offer help.
Thrud climbs out of the hole, even though she has a fetish for holes.
Jesus Christ.
Well, Thrud, you can fill this hole in later.
Oh.
Okay, so I'm
Made a
gonna
fun
disappear into the ring,
Frosting in the hole.
All right.
and yeah,
You see Branmore
Louis.
cake frosting on face
Ugh.
disappears and Into the ring you go. What does it look like inside this space? Because you've never described it. I'm curious.
No, I haven't described it, but it's kind of my sanctuary, and it's probably absolutely foul right now, but has lots of tapestries and pillows, and
Not anymore.
little table in there.
Mm-hmm. It's a comfortable space
It's
for
a
you,
comfortable
right?
space, yeah.
Yeah.
It's,
Does it protect you from the elements? Like if there's like say rain and you go in the space, it's dry, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I would imagine that if it's exceptionally cold outside, it's warm.
pretty sure. It's an extra dimensional space, 20-foot radius cylinder, 20 feet high.
Oh, it's gonna be so gross there.
Cushions, low tables, comfortable temperature.
They're like melting through the floor into the liminal space.
Yeah, that's about right.
Tapestries are all soiled.
Roll a Constitution saving throw
Oh
for me.
my god! He's gonna throw up
Nose
immediately
fuckage.
upon. Like,
All right, we're going with that one.
Oh my god!
What is it?
It's 5 total.
5.
Yeah, 5.
You enter the space and are immediately greeted by the vision of the tapestries on the walls and your familiar sort of home away from home, this intraplanar sort of space. And there, in the middle of the floor, you see not 3 bodies of these 3 people that you've had, but you see what appear to be 3 completely engorged, overpressurized, purplish forms that you momentarily kind of see them and you think, and you just gasp a little bit and you draw into your mouth the vapor that permeates this room from every level. It is almost visible. It is so thick in this space. Now, as we know, through biology, let's just say, for lack of a better word, that smell is not a passive sense. When you smell something, you are not picking up on the presence of a thing over there. You actually have the thing over there in your nostrils because it's essentially off-gassing, which these 3 forms are. And so as that goes into your mouth and ultimately into your lungs, this absolutely putrid odor courses down your esophagus and instantaneously causes a gag vomit reflex that just comes right out of you and you immediately throw up. Now, yes, this is messy and yes, this is gross, but you have to grab a hold of them to pull them out of this space.
Yeah, you do.
oh my god, you can touch him!
Yeah, I was thinking about that.
So they're just kind of like purplish masses now?
Yeah,
Can
they've
you,
really
like,
bloated up, and
lasso?
the rot has sort of begun from inside. And so what that has done is through the warmth of the space
Ew.
and the general decay,
Ew.
the skin
Why'd we leave it
functions.
for 4 days?
This is not PG.
The skin functions like a sort of an elastic bag that has
Fuck
sort
that.
of been filled.
Like a Ziploc bag?
No.
Like a balloon.
Okay, so
You're sick.
What in the fringe fuck?
Just touch him and get out of there, man.
no.
You gotta, just do it.
Put your hands in the bag.
Or we
My
could,
hands
wait,
in the bag.
if he had come out of the ring and we put the ring in the hole and we just break the ring, they would have come out. Why didn't we
Yeah,
just
Yeah, I
do
know.
that?
I don't know why I didn't just do that and why I stepped in here.
You
Well,
could
now
come
you
out
can
and do
save
that.
the room if you ever need it. So let's touch him and be done with it.
It's easier said than done.
Just do it. Just do it.
I don't know how I'm gonna touch.
I wonder how he's doing in there.
I don't know how I'm gonna touch 3 of them to get
Your
them
feet.
all out.
Your feet. Put your foot on.
Fine, we'll try what Tryphon said.
Ew,
I wonder if you would have a piece of cloth in there.
I'm gonna
If you could wrap them up somehow.
put my foot on one of them, and I'm gonna grab for the feet of 2 of the other ones.
So basically, all you have to do is be touching them.
Trying. I don't know. This is magic shit. But Remy brought up a good point. We should have just put the ring in there and broke it, and everything falls out.
Well, you didn't do that.
No, I didn't do that.
So you move your foot towards one in some attempt to make contact with these bodies and get them out of here. And you realize as you move your foot over that there is this sort of space where the body meets the floor.
I'm gonna
which
throw
kind
up.
of like
I'm gonna throw
rolls
up.
down and then flattens out. So your foot rolls under that one, but then you go and reach for what is the foot of the next one. And the thing about that is the sort of overabundance of gas in this space has pushed the foot out into a more of a conical form. And the only reason you know it's a foot is there are still a few discolored toenails that stick up from the end of this conical, gaseous, bloated form.
That's your uncle.
Can you roll an athletics check for me?
Athletics
No,
check?
actually, no. Make it acrobatics.
Acrobatics.
Yeah, I want to be dexterity based
That's
because
a little better.
because
you
I
know,
want you to
I'm trying
handle. Listen to me. What you're trying to do here is handle this thing very carefully.
Do you see what that is?
I don't know what that
You can't see what that is. Yeah, it is.
is. Okay.
Which
Nat
Thank God.
20.
Thank
you rolled a
God.
Two.
nat
Thank God.
20. So
On
you
this.
manage to somehow. It's almost as if you have experience with this sort of thing.
No, hell no.
But you wrap yourself around these bodies in such a way that is careful and cradling. And as you sort of pull yourself back into the material plane of the ring,
Icky,
you
icky.
guys all see Branmore sort of in this sort of quick, sort of
I hope they fall on top of it.
spacious movement just comes out, and he has these three blubbering forms that as
They're
they
gonna
hit the
pop on
ground,
me.
they kind of like
They're gonna pop on me.
whoop like this,
They're gonna
and one of
pop
them
on
just
me.
goes,
Ah, fuck.
and it just
Oh, fuck.
sprays all over the inside of the hole. And actually, what's amazing about that is as this sort of gaseous form with spray goes upward, what comes downward is this more gelatinous rot
Yeah.
that's sort of all wrapped around what remains of all the bones that have not rotted, but they were sort of buried inside this thing. And
I'm
so
gonna throw up.
it is just an absolute sort of stew of gas and liquid and
Holy
solid,
fuck.
all just sort of like.
Where's Reg, dude?
Where's
That
Rich?
just- Now the nice thing about that is it literally took what was once a body and has changed it into something that is more of a
Compost.
like aspic or like jello or something
They'll
along.
compost quicker.
Yeah. Now of course that sets off a chain reaction for the other two.
Do we
And
all
they-
throw up?
All of them fire off. I want you all to roll a
Wait,
Constitution
I'm
saving
a
throw.
bear. Does that change anything?
You would roll with the bear's Constitution.
I definitely threw. I
No,
rolled the same
you still
fucking
have your
thing.
own attributes.
Same
No,
exact
no,
thing.
Yeah?
no, you'd roll with the bear's
three.
Constitution.
That was my
Okay.
con die last time. And I rolled a 3 again.
23.
23.
Wait, what is that? What is it?
An 11.
Stat
An-
block.
what was yours?
Hold on.
16.
A 16.
Stapler?
Hold on. Hold on. I don't have my card. Wait. Okay. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Where is it? Oh, there it is. Okay.
This is ridiculous.
Thrud, with your roll, you immediately see this, and you're watching this sort of spray just hit Branmore, who's still standing right there, and you just instantly retch. You throw up like out onto your beard to some degree and out. It's pretty violent. This is
17.
absolutely
I'm
disgusting.
just gonna start
17.
laughing.
17.
This isn't worth it.
Oddly, of all people, you managed to hold it together
Because
as
I'm
a
a
bear.
bear.
You're kind of watching this, and you're kind of like
Oh my god.
taking it in.
Embarrassing
You
garbage.
absolutely
They're giggling.
survive this and kind of have a bit of a
Like-
smug look on your face as this is going down.
Well, that is not what I thought it was.
And Tryphon, you also managed to stave off the desire to retch and throw up. But you do notice, as you sort of fight back the urge to vomit, your nose is running. And you kind of reach up and wipe your nose, and you have a very sort of mucousy substance coming out of your nose.
Just go. I'm gonna like kind of like.
Air hanky?
It comes out, onto your hand.
What is it?
It looks like clear mucus. It's thick.
You're gonna actually blow snot.
There's fucking allergies? You guys getting allergies?
Not particularly.
Water allergy.
Branmorn,
I don't feel good.
you're vile.
You're vile. You're covered in
But
vile.
the good news is this: the hole is now easily way larger than it needed to be to cover these bodies up.
Sick. I'm gonna immediately start trying to fill it in. As a bear.
So you begin, and actually what's funny is as you're shoveling the dirt in, some of the liquid mass that's at the bottom that pooled there is sort of beginning to be absorbed by the dirt. It turns into...
It's like brownie batter.
I climbed out of a hole.
Like brownie batter.
It's horrible.
That is so funny. It's like when you put the egg white in the brownie
slowly
batter.
No!
Go ahead and fold that in gently.
Yes.
So that it mixes well.
The
You two together.
the dirt to viscera relation is really great.
So I'm filling that shit in.
Good for
Rude
you.
will start to
playing
shovel
patty
as
cake
well.
with it.
So as you begin to pull all this dirt back in and it begins to sort of surround and ultimately absorb a lot of the moisture and cover the bones of this, it takes you about close to 45 minutes before you have adequately filled the hole back in and begin to tamp down the hole around it.
I'm gonna come out of wild shape at that point.
Okay?
Once we've like pat down the ground enough, I'm going to cast Druid Craft to kind of try to build some grass or flower buds
Okay.
over the
Don't we
top.
want to replace the fire ring?
The what?
We had the fire
Remove the
ring
fire
around it.
ring. Off to
I'm
the
gonna
side.
just put some of that first,
Okay.
and then we can move it.
Okay.
More like the ground's not
Are
disturbed.
there any bodies of water around or anything?
Stream, perhaps?
You can jump in.
About 15 minutes prior, you did cross a small bridge in the road that had a creek that ran below it. It looked like it was actually quite refreshing.
Let's go.
Can someone come with me?
Did my
I'll tag
nose,
along.
did my nose stop running?
No. Your nose is still running. Do you have dark vision?
I don't think so.
Okay. Tryphon, do you have dark vision?
No, I don't.
No.
Okay.
I do.
I don't.
Okay, but you're taking off with Branmorn, correct?
Branmorn and I are going, yes,
All right.
to the stream.
All right. Your nose is still running.
See you guys.
Did you go with them?
I did.
Too tight.
Unless. Are you going with them?
I'm not going with
Then I'll stay behind.
You guys want to hang out?
No.
I don't.
Alright.
This doesn't happen often. I don't know why my nose is running like this. I don't know what's going on.
Rude and I are going to the stream.
All right. So you take off in the dark.
You gotta watch your beard anyway.
Yes.
So you take off in the dark for the stream. The two of you hang out there through. Oh, sorry. The three of you take off. Thyla,
right,
you're
three of
going
us.
up with them as well.
Yeah. No,
No.
we're three of us
No,
hanging
there's-
out.
Yeah,
We're staying.
hanging out.
Three of you are hanging out.
Yeah.
Gotcha. All right, you cast a little druid craft. You take the rock ring, put it back together, put some of the old wood back in there, making a fire. It is dark.
Yeah.
Do you have dark vision?
I don't.
Okay. So you make a
Awesome.
fire.
Okay.
Yes.
Is there anything
Yes.
you can like do to help me?
With.
I
My
have an
nose.
herbalism kit.
Let's see.
Clear the senses.
You spend about 8-9 minutes making a fire, and the fire begins to sort of now get nice and well built. You feel a little bit better now. It warms things up. The night air gets a little bit cool. And you're sitting around the fire. The two of you head 15 minutes north up to the stream. You find it with ease because you did cross it originally. And you manage to bathe. It's cold.
That's fine.
I didn't think you'd mind.
Partners.
Okay. About 35-40 minutes later, Thrud and Branmorn return. The five of you are around the camp. The six of you are around the campfire. I'm thinking about Cersei still.
Yeah,
being
Cersei's
with the
still
group.
in the
Cersei's
room.
still with the group, but we're just kind of keeping Cersei inactive.
She was just drinking the entire
Yeah.
time.
Yes.
Yes.
Thrud,
Yes.
you approach the scene here. You see the fire burning where the rest of the party is, and you kind of walk up now, fresh and clean, the vomit rinsed out of your beard.
God.
Branmorn is close behind you. and you see the three of them sitting there, and you notice something strange. And you squint for a minute as you look beyond the flickering firelight. You see Tryphon sitting there, and something appears odd.
Uh-oh.
And you look, and you kind of like rub your eyes, and you look again, and you walk around to Tryphon and kind of like look closer, and you can't tell if it's the firelight or if it's actual. But your dark vision, in and amongst the sort of dim light coupled with the firelight, helps to sort things out, and you notice that Tryphon's whole body is turning gold
What?
in color.
What? What are you talking about?
Oh!
What are you talking about?
And that's where we're going to
What?
You're a cunt.
No, I know what it is.
Of course you do.
It's the mask.
Yeah, the
No,
mask.
yeah.
Well, yeah, but
you
like,
fuck
what
around and you find out.
You did a prank. They took him off.
Okay, you find a mask that was buried fucking 6 feet underground, and
you
you just
put it on.
immediately put it on your face.
Well, it was a prank.
No.
No.
You.
No.
No.
They took him off.
No.
No. You fucking decided
Bye,
to
people.
Jumanji this shit, and
What does it mean by me turning gold? What does he mean by that?
is it like
Hey,
some
we're gonna
Midas
find out
touch
next
shit?
week.
We're going to find out the answer to that maybe
Balls.
next week. But that's where we're going to end tonight, everybody. Now, listen, our music is provided by Pocket Bard, which, of course, as usual, we love. Do me a favor, like and follow this, okay? And comment down below. Let's see, we should give them a task this week.
Yeah.
Yes. Perhaps a scavenger hunt?
Should we do a scavenger hunt?
Sure, why not?
Ooh, what would they find?
Oh, we should do that. All right.
Look
Good
for
luck with that
scavenger hunt.
look for every instance of grab his dick and twist it throughout the entire
Oh my
campaign.
God.
And make a
Oh,
counter
I
for
kind of
us.
like that, but can I offer a counter idea?
Hit me.
Yeah.
All right, the first 3 people to comment on this video are going to get a private message. Can we give private messages through YouTube?
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah.
Right? You're going to get a private message with a clue for the scavenger hunt. All right? So let's keep this going. First 3 people to comment. All right, everybody. Have a great night. We think
Can I
you're
go comment?
awesome. We'll see you next week. Take care.
Bye.
Bye.
Huzzah.